Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to another GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host GBHL Damian, and I'm joined by
Adam from Blackfire Productions.
Adam Marcel. How you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm very well.
It's almost like we spent a week together.
I know, and right now they're not only surprised and excited that you're here, they're surprised and excited that anyone's here. We have some content on the GBHL.
Excellent.
I don't know if this will be the first video, or if it will be the fourth Seven Stones type video, and it might not go up for months and months and months, but we are filming this at the end of Seven Stones. As ever, when we do these odd videos, sorry about the lack of content, we will do our best to get back on it as soon as we can, but for now there is content.
There's no need to apologise.
Absolutely.
Life happens.
We are here to discuss your
Seven
week.
Stones.
Yeah, Seven Stones, your week.
Everything in between.
Yeah, Adam's been over with us, visiting from Canada since Thursday
night, yeah, flew in Thursday night, so it was fantastic.
And we just had, it is currently, was it Tuesday night?
Yeah, something like that.
It's late Tuesday night. Adam's going back tomorrow,
Yeah.
and we thought it'd be cool to film a little video, crossover between the GBHL podcast and Blackfire.
That's right.
And chat about what's been going on the weekend from a TO perspective and a gamer's perspective.
Fantastic.
So, you alright?
Oh, I'm fantastic, dude. I loved it. Yeah,
happy to be back in the old UK.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 years, so I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to reconnect with the friends that I've made over the years, you know, through the internet, through face-to-face at various events, and then meet new guys. Well, not new guys, but new friends, you know, all weekend long. It's like, I love the atmosphere of your event. I will say that first off, number one.
Shall we also introduce the fact that we have tea?
Oh yes, yes we do.
Because Adam's dug out an old favourite of ours, the Blackfire Productions one, whereas I am rocking our brand new Blackfire Productions
the
one.
giant one. Cheers,
Enjoy,
buddy.
sir. Of which I believe there are only 2 in the country. Is that right?
There is only 2 of those in the country. You have one, and Mr. Troke has the other one.
I think Mr. Troke has one from the raffle. So the other one.
Well, he didn't even buy raffle tickets.
He just bought it off.
He bought it, yeah. James Long, he bought it, or won it off the raffle and took it, and then Adam was like, oh, I'll give you £5 for that, or £5.
Maybe that's the way to win a raffle.
And just buy it. Just grease the
so
wheel a little bit, or the palm with some money.
Adam very kindly donated 2 of these, or like one of these to raffle and one to us. So I'm super excited to have. It's a good mug.
Yeah, it's a good size.
They like it. It's not the Planted, but they do like a mug review on the channel. Look at that.
15 ounces. So it's a good size, right?
Yeah, how's a lot of tea? And to enjoy with our tea. I know, right? Cheers, sir.
Cheers,
buddy. Going you right.
Yeah.
But
these aren't the only ones.
Yeah, there's going to be more about Frodo's later, but for now.
Spoiler alert. Fantastic.
Very good. I was saying to you earlier, I didn't have a Frodo the whole weekend.
Now you've had one.
First one.
Well, you'll be having one when you finish it.
So, you might also notice it looks a bit different behind us. We've got stuff. Moved a bunch of stuff around in my house.
Yep.
The sofa is now 6 inches further forward. Do you like it? Hopefully it's kind of cool as a backdrop. If not, I wouldn't bother commenting.
Yeah.
It's unlikely to change.
Yeah. This is fantastic.
Oh, there's some cool stuff out there.
It's so true. The smog looks like, that side looks like a battery on the camera.
This lovely knitted smell can probably more on him later. To us, looks, because he's in the top right corner, he looks like the battery warning on your camera. This perpetual feeling of fear as a YouTube content creator.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good tea.
And Fredo.
Yeah, Fredo. Have you had a fair bit of tea since you've been over here?
Yeah, I've had a few.
Yeah, you enjoying it?
Enjoying it, always. Thank you.
Glad to hear it. You had some coffee as well to balance it out. But.
Yeah. I do like my coffee in the morning. Helps sort of wake me up, especially, I think it was Friday morning. Yeah, Friday morning I had one. No, it was actually Sunday morning was the best coffee that I had. I needed that one.
Saturday was a big one for you.
Yeah. Well, it was Sunday morning after Saturday night. Saturday night was a big one though.
That's cool.
Oh my goodness.
So. It's probably worth saying, for those of you who don't know, not only to check out Blackfire Productions YouTube channel, which produces some really awesome stuff, really high quality stuff.
Thank you.
But part of the reason this whole week was so special for us was that Adam was one of the first people we really met as the podcast when we were in Nova the first year. I remember Nova 2015, Devon very kindly invited us out, and Walker and Rob did an amazing job of kind of putting us up and looking after us. And it was then, I think it was just you and Samuel.
Sam and his little brother, I think Garrett is his brother's
Possibly.
name.
But you were the only Canadians.
We were the only Canadians.
So that first year, and I really remember clear as day, like meeting you, chatting to you on that very first tournament throughout the weekend, and it was you right at the end of the tournament who told everyone to get in a big group and take the group photo, and there was that sense that I don't know. Even then, I think you were quite heavily involved in the community aspect of it, and then I think you came over for Ardicon
the next year as well.
We went back over for Nova.
Well, Ardicon was like 2 years after, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So it was Nova, then Nova again,
and then
Ardicon.
Yeah. Because the second year, that's when Garrett and Drew and Dawn showed up, and I think Ben and Joe were there as well from Canada. Drew was there second. So that's when you met those guys, and then I went down again.
And then I went over for Nova again.
Yeah.
So I think that was the
no, there was a gap in the year because I didn't go the following year. So the third year of Nova I didn't go because I children. Yeah, children, and then this year, this past year. Yeah.
So before this weekend, I think we've met 4 times.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mad.
Yeah.
But obviously the nature of the internet is that you're chatting all the time.
You can still communicate and connect and everything else. So.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So.
You asked me 6 years ago, and I think I told you this actually in one of our drives around this area. 6 years ago, you asked me if I thought I would have had friends across the Atlantic or even really in the States, let's say, and I would have said no.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But this community, it made it possible.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's true friendships. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
But it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a weird situation.
Very much so.
But so we've kind of go back a long way, but has probably spent about 12 days in each other's company or something like that, which is utterly surreal. But so it was super exciting when 3 months ago.
Yeah, it would have been.
You said you could come.
Yeah. It was back in the end of March, I think, is when you sent out a message to myself and a few others saying, hey, if you guys want, we're doing 7 Stones, come on over. And so I was like, ooh, I'd like to come. Obviously, I don't think my wife's going to see this, but I had to put it past her because she's really, she's in control of things.
Of course.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's true. But happy wife, happy life, as they say. So, but yeah, and so she gave me the clearance to go, and here I am. And thanks to you, you've made it really a reality for me to come over here this year, because if it wasn't for your offer, then I wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
so
that was quite right. It's been
I'm
lovely
very gracious for. So,
cool.
So yeah.
But yeah, there was just I think the people we've connected with over the years, we've sort of sent a message like you're just chatting, and you're always sort of going. Obviously, you can come over.
Yeah,
like,
well,
we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you, but
and that's the crazy thing. It's like we have our own individual communities, but really there is that connection.
Yes, definitely.
Like I don't know about. I can't speak for like the States and stuff like that, but I can speak from the Canadian side of things. Like there is that connection. Like you have guys that come over, and we have guys come over, and it's always like the shared sort of community aspect. Where it's like, okay, well we'll put you up and we'll help sort out things, and same with you, right?
We've joked about it so many times in the past, because I think if you were to go back through the GBHL videos, you'll find maybe 2 Canadian videos. Definitely one with you and Tony.
Yeah,
we did when you were over for
Ardicon.
And did we do one with Drew and?
Yes, you did. You did.
Garrett. I think we did.
You did.
And so it's that kind of, and we always joking on there that for some reason, starting with that first Nova, that none of this would happen if it wasn't for Devon.
It's true. It was.
The first person to invite us over, and kind of start that real international sense of community. And for whatever reason, the Brits and the Canadians just hit it off. Maybe it is the Commonwealth and the love of the Queen.
That's true.
There was something. The American guys are absolutely lovely, but maybe because it was the American tournament and you guys were slight outsiders and we were slight outsiders.
Yeah, we knew nobody, so through that commonality we connected.
And I remember us laughing that first year that I don't know if it was your car or maybe it was the second year or Drew's car, that one of your cars had taken longer to get to the tournament than we had. Well, I think
that
it was year 2. Maybe,
I think it was year 2 because
and you'd driven for like 11 hours.
oh, it was ridiculous. It
And
was
we
in
had
his
gone
it was
door
in
to
his
door
van.
about 10.
Yeah, it was in his van, and it was a long drive, So well worth it. And we got turned around right at the end. So going into DC, I guess. Actually, well, it's still Arlington, but going by the I think it's the Pentagon and stuff like that. There's just a ton of traffic that like is a big congestion, and we got turned around there for a little while and had to like pull over and figure out where we're going, and
awesome,
so yeah, took some time.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been a lot of history and it's great. We're always like every year we're sort of like reaching out to those guys that we know so well, sort of saying, come over if you want, but so often just finances and timing and everything just don't work out. But wonderful news, this time it did.
I love it.
So you were confirmed to join us.
Yep.
And you were partnered up with Mr. Chris Murphy.
I was, and he is a great guy, great partner.
So I just
he was super fun.
Like blind dated you over Facebook, and you guys have just been chatting in the lead up, I guess.
That's right. We through messaging, we were chatting up and discussing what we wanted to play, and like and everything else, and then we started discussing objective markers and like stuff like that, which limited obviously because we're both flying down here.
Chris is flying out. I mean, Chris will be familiar to most of you. He's been on the channel before, but he's from Scotland.
Yeah. So it just made it a little bit harder to do some of the things that I think your event really shines for.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
can't bring massive fancy guests.
We still had fun. We had a great partner.
Spoilers. Remember, chronological.
Oh, that's right.
At this point, you don't know if you're gonna have fun.
That's true. But look at the smile on my face. Right. You know.
Chris Murphy. What could go wrong?
There was times I had to look at him and be like, "What are you saying?" But
everyone does it.
Yes, but you set us up, and so we chatted about our armies and everything else, and got that all set, and then I got myself situated for coming over and got my ticket, and off we went. Thursday last week would have been the 24th, I think. 24th?
Maybe.
I think so.
Around that time.
Yeah.
The Thursday.
Either or. The Thursday before the event.
And you flew into Heathrow?
Yeah, Heathrow.
Solid flight, good flight?
Solid flight, 7 hours. It was good.
Any good movies?
I ended up watching Blade Runner, the original one, because I wanted to watch the new Blade Runner 2049. And so...
Straight afterwards?
Yeah. So I watched one then the other. And then I started watching Phantom. I had on my e-reader, I had the Fellowship of the Ring, but I never got around to watching that because I saw the Blade Runner on the tablets that they have on their screen. I'm like, I've never actually watched those.
I think almost every nerd who gets on a plane has the Lord of the Rings on like some form of tablet in case, just in case of like ring space emergencies.
I think on the way back I'm gonna make sure to watch it fully. So, but yeah, I got in here 9 o'clock at night. Well, just before 9. It was like 8:45, and I think that's when I messaged you when I still on the flame. Oh my goodness, on the plane.
Heathrow's not far from my house.
Yeah.
It's about a 20-minute drive and there's no traffic, and I'd agreed to meet you
around
like 8:30, let me say, and at 10 to 9 I had sent me a message going, I've landed, and I was at my house, and I was like, oh. So I had to do something. What did I do on the way? I had to vote. I went to vote. That was it.
Yeah.
So I knew I couldn't go straight there.
Yeah.
And so then got my bunning gear and got there about 5 minutes before you.
Yeah.
And out came Adam Marcel for real. There's a tiny part of me that was like,
I'm a real
this can't be happening.
here in the UK. Yeah.
And there you are.
I was giddy a little bit, like kind of like, oh, how do I interact? Like,
it's like slow-mo running.
Yeah.
But
as you're like taking pictures.
There's a slight anti-climax because we saw each other at Nova last year.
We did.
So it had only been
8 months. So September, October,
8
November,
months or something.
January, February, March, April, May. Yeah.
If I hadn't gone to Nova last year, it would have been more like 2 years or something, or 3 years possibly. So, but it was still lovely.
Oh,
so
dude,
cool.
It's always fantastic.
And then we headed home, and
I think we chatted it up until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, just I was doing the objective market.
That's right. Yeah. We were creating the marbles. Yeah.
So Adam sat down and started watching me go through this miserable task, and then exactly as I planned, said, "Can I help?"
Yeah. Yes, please.
So this is why you're here.
Yeah, and then I started screwing the holes in, and then you've opened them up and glued the stuff in. And
you used them over the weekend, of course. Was there a little part of you that thought, I did that?
I got one.
Did you get one?
I got one.
You got one.
I got one. Yeah. Sorry.
Huge spoilers.
Yeah, we'll go into that later on. I'll pre-apologize for that. So
Cool.
yeah.
And then I think just drifted off to bed, did we?
Yeah. We threw on some Fellowship of the Ring.
We watched Fellowship.
In the background, we got through I think the first 40 minutes maybe of it, but that was it before we were like, okay, we're done.
I was doing laminate. I think you went to bed first.
I did because I was
then doing laminating and working on like the printouts for the tournament.
I went to bed first just because I was the next day going up to the Nottingham. So yeah.
So you had a big Warhammer World trip planned.
Yeah, I wanted to go over to Warhammer World just so I love seeing the exhibits and stuff like that because I was there. It was now 2.5 years ago when the first Articon happened in October, and so I went that when I was over then, but I wanted to go back to see the new exhibits because they have the Pelennor Fields and
it's cool.
Oh my god, I drooled over that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when I was done they had to like bring out the polish just to buff up the glass because I was like smearing my face like looking in, so.
So again, we're jumping all over the place, but have they got like elf helm on there now? And
on the diorama?
Yeah, and Daewine.
It's so big and massive that, and there's so many models on there that I couldn't. I didn't see.
When I was up there for the GT, I think they've got the new Theoden on there now.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm
so
pretty
it
sure
wouldn't surprise me because they do update them with new models and stuff.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if you see that those models start appearing.
Yeah, and so.
I dropped you at the station.
Yeah,
Friday
bright
morning.
and early in the morning. I found my
too
train.
bad, was it? It was about 8:30 or something, wasn't it?
I think it was half 8. I got up early though.
Feltham train station.
Feltham, that's
Just
right.
a beautiful, bustling epicentre.
It was great. It was great. We don't have too many trains like that, so it's great. The transit system here is way better than in Canada. In Canada, we use dog sleds and that when it's snowing out and everything else shuts down.
And when it starts snowing, you use bigger dogs.
Yeah. We go from huskies to when it's kind of heavy Malamutes and then direwolves, stuff like that.
And when it starts snowing here, we stop.
Yeah.
And we start crying.
I hear it's like 3 inches and you guys just stop.
3 inches? Can you imagine? We'd be dead.
I see. I can't imagine that though.
As if it settles, everyone's like, can't go to work.
Yeah.
So the world's over.
Yeah. See, when snow happens at my place, they're like, you better come in or else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
good journey up to Nottingham.
Oh, it was a fantastic journey. I had first class ticket on my way up, so that was good. Single seat to myself, looking at the glass
Someone's
windows.
doing well.
Seeing, we found it for dirt cheap when you were helping me. It was I think it was $40 Canadian, $45 Canadian. It was super cheap, and so it's never went on a train first class. So it's way to go. So fed me, had good breakfast and some juice and coffee and that. But I got to see the countryside via train, so that was cool. Got up to Nottingham and had a hotel checked, set up and that, but I didn't go right there because the first stop was Warhammer World. That was the first stop. That was the key point, right? So took a taxi from the station up there over to Warhammer World, and then I started checking out some of the shops, and I think I was in the Forge World section. So when you go into the massive gaming room off to the right hand side there, and so when I was checking out some stuff for some other games and such, and the Forge World models, Dan came up behind me, gave me a good pat on the back and said hi and everything. Yeah, Dan and Whistle. So because he was meeting up with me for some matches, and so played a game with him. I brought, because I was traveling light, I tried to bring as few models as I could for an army, so I brought I would love to play Smaug, but no. He's nice perched up on my shelf at home, so
he's perched up on my shelf as well.
I see that.
Box.
Protected in his box. So but we played Reconnoiter, and I had the Legendary Legion Return of the King, just because it was 18 models. You know what I mean? No, 19 models. Yeah. No, correction. 24 models, because I had the King of the Dead and with 3 hunters, because I used 3 hunters, and so I came prepared for that, and so I had fun. And then Rob Alderman came out and Jay Clare came out and said hi and visited, and Rob's like, Jay's gonna play this afternoon, we can get another game in. I'm like, absolutely.
Cool, man.
Yeah, so we played.
So you played Jay?
Yeah, played Jay.
How you go?
So I barely won. Lost to Dan, but I barely won against Jay. So he's using fiefdoms. Now mind you, the fiefdoms were 12 axemen, 12 clansmen, 12 black veil archers and the respective like leaders for them, right? So
with the same, and you had the same legendary legion.
Yeah, because I only have the one army, just because I was traveling light. I only had a small case with me.
With the new 3 hunters models, right?
Yeah, 3 hunters.
Great hunt.
Yeah, I love 3 hunters.
Senior paint jobs are amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. I worked. Well, I worked, like, gave each model a day. You know what I mean? And like, I won't tell my wife this, but like, there's days where like I just sit down after like work. You know what I mean? And I just focus on something, and I just like hammer it out through the day. And so like, cool. She doesn't need to know.
There's a video going out on the internet.
That's right. So, but yeah, so 3 hunters with me, and then so after that, I went to Bugman's. Well, I guess we had lunch at Bugman's first, but then after we were all done, Sam Jeffries, myself, and Jay, and a bunch of their co-workers all were having drinks and everything, and then James Monk. Yeah, so he's I met him at NOAA last year, and he's helped me with supporting the tournament that we run every July in Toronto, and so met up with him this year while at Warhammer World. We had some more drinks, and I got to meet a bunch of his co-workers as well, so it was pretty cool to mingle with everybody and hang out. I was supposed to get out early to do some shopping. That Chris wanted me to pick up something for objective markers. He wanted me to pick up like little toy beavers, and then we paint them.
Just out and about in Nottingham.
In Nottingham, there's another company that. Well, he had it all lined up. He had the company lined up, and he's like, "This is where it's located." And so I searched it, and it was only like a 15-20 minute drive or walk. And he had it all lined up. He's like, "We can buy a pack, and we're done. That's all we need." It was like a pack of 8 beavers, which is like from Canada. That's one of our national creatures, right? And so he had it all lined up. And Jay's in my game, like it just didn't end. It just went on and on and on. I think at the end of it, there was only 5 models left, and so like it was a great game. Loved it. But I missed the time frame where I had to pick up the beavers. So sorry, Chris.
Nothing to do with the beers and Bugman's.
Well, we haven't got into that point yet, except for over lunch. But I think it was only 1 drink at that point in time. So, yeah. So then afterwards, it was the beers, and yeah, it was good. So super, super fun. Loved it. Did a lot of shopping.
And then you should brought your goodies up.
Well, yeah.
You got a load of stuff. Right?
I got a load of stuff. So I got Goroth and Zagdash. I got.
Right, that's day 1.
Yeah, not day 1. I got Denthor and Irolas. I got who else did I get?
So picking up the newer Forge or stuff.
Yeah, Raza and Dalgamir. And did I pick up any more? I picked up 2 Riders of the Dead because I don't have any of those guys yet. So cool. Just a nice little bonus to my Army of the Dead. And I picked up a few other things as well, which aren't...
You got some Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah, Adeptus Titanicus. Cool. So
you enjoying that?
Yeah, I actually played a couple of games of that, and it's just really fun. Like, it's, again, you only need like 5-6 models, but mind you, they're massive compared to Lord of the Rings miniatures, but it's a fun little skirmish game. Cool. You know, it sort of feels like a naval battle, because there's no pre-measuring, there's no nothing, so you sort of have to gauge.
That rings very true of me, because I played old school Warhammer where you have to guess the ranges for rock lobbers and stuff. I used to love that. You have to like properly go across the board with 36 inches. I always enjoyed that part.
It's a skill, because then you have to sort of predict, and everything else. It's good, the distances and that, so it's super good. But yeah, so I got some Titanicus stuff. I got a couple of Reavers, and I got a whole bunch of weapon upgrades. Should we
chink on this?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's the next stage.
Oh, you're done your tea already?
Yeah.
See, I'm not, but hey.
You by all means carry on with tea.
Yeah, I sure will.
And then stayed in Nottingham.
Yeah, I stayed in Nottingham for the night. So after, so I guess I didn't know this, but I was hanging out with some of James Monk's co-workers. There was Kate, Damian, Owen, and Elliot that I was sitting with, and so it was pretty cool because they were walking me through how to save extra money on buying stuff here at Warhammer World. And I'm just like, what? I didn't know this. So your VAT, they'll refund me the VAT off of the prices on everything that I buy or bought.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. So I had to fill out a form and
because you're Canadian.
Because I'm Canadian.
That's cool.
So for me, spoiler alert, being from Canada, we pay a little bit more than over here in the UK. So basically, instead of like actually converting the cost from pounds into dollars, because it always fluxes, it's just doubled. Yeah. So it's cheaper for me to buy there. And I was like, and I figured it out to be about 23% cheaper when you're buying like Forge World stuff and that, because whatever the prices are in Canada, they then add on 13% on top of whatever they price, unlike here where it's already included.
Right.
So like, it's like 23%, and then this VAT will save me like another like 10-15%. So I'm like, that's huge savings.
Bought more.
Yeah, I did.
Another weather top.
Right? I would love to, actually. I was eyeing it up, but I'm like, I better not, because I think my wife might break my knees. Or my hands.
The whole point of this trip was that you ran it past Amanda saying it's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
So coming back with a weather top or two might not have been down so.
Yeah. And theoretically, it's still cheaper. You know what I mean? It's still cheaper than what I would have done.
Yeah, well,
for like.
And I'm sure she'd understand that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay it all off on the credit card and stuff. But yeah, no, cool. It's good. It's good.
Good day. Good first day.
Yeah, so I went to bed, woke up on Saturday morning, and so I already set up my ride down from Nottingham to Twickenham. It is in actual Twickenham.
Yeah, because that's where the event was, of course.
Okay,
so I was then...
Because we're sort of like on that border between, right?
Right now, you're just technically outside of Twickenham.
Yeah, okay.
But, so I'd chopped you off.
Yeah.
And then had the tedium of half a work day to get through.
Yeah.
And lots of stuff. It was busy time work. And then at about 3 o'clock, I think, I was able to sort of escape, because the venue for Silverstones is where I work now, which is amazing. The second year we've had it there, it's been really useful.
It's a beautiful venue too.
Yeah, it's a lovely campus. It's a really lovely campus.
It's older than my country, I'm guessing.
Certainly the old house there was sort of early 1600s.
Yeah, because Canada has only officially been around like as a country since 152 years ago.
Yeah,
so
so about 3 or 4 o'clock on the Friday or something, Michael Haskell, who's a hero of Seven Stones, will come up a few times in this video, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
He had turned up, and me, him, and 2 of the porters started basically lugging all the tables out of 3 classrooms that I'd booked into our big space, setting all that up, setting all the boards up, which we had there. It was really quite easy with 4 of us. Yeah. And it took about 40 minutes or so
to set it all up.
Yeah, set it all up, and then he had loads of his train there, so he set that up. So that's the day before the event.
Yeah.
So
that's
Friday. Hugely helpful.
Yeah.
Being able to do that. So for the first time in this video, cheers, Michael. But
there'll be many more of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but getting that much of a jump on it is really, really handy.
Absolutely.
And then I think he was a bit knackered, so he went to bed. Tom came over, and we started doing all those sort of last minute admin bits.
Yeah.
And then I went and met up with, I want to say, Ryan, Will, Barney, Dan, and Ed.
And they were down for...
They were going to the rugby on Saturday, so they come down the night before. So we all went out for a couple of hours with a few beers. Yeah. Which suddenly, knowing that Seven Stones is going to end on the Monday, we were now meeting people on the Friday.
Pretty cool.
And that's awesome, like it was becoming a 4-day or 3.5 day event. So it was lovely to see all them. We had good chats about what they were planning and all that. It was good fun. And I got to kind of stroll off home very thrilled with the way the things were going already. Yeah. So then you wake up in Nottingham on Saturday?
Yeah, so Saturday, like I said, already had it all set up where I was going to meet Adam and Sam and travel down with them. And so we were going to meet up at Warhammer World. I think the original time was 2 o'clock-ish, just before 2. Sam had some family stuff that he was doing and stuff like that. And so in the morning I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I went and walked along the marina, made my way back to Warhammer World, did the exhibits there.
It's a nice walk, isn't it?
Oh, it's a beautiful walk. Yeah. So I enjoyed it, seeing all the little boats. Are they barges? Would you call them barges, I guess?
Yeah, they'd be barges.
Yeah, because they're just tiny little long boats. Yeah, not a canoe.
It's not a canoe.
And no, we're not portaging.
It's
flashback to...
We call it poor barging, which is where you lift your barge one canal to the next canal. That's poor barging.
Yeah. With all the gear and everything inside it. Throughout the wilderness of downtown Nottingham. So, but yeah, so I did that. Went over to the exhibits and spent. I think I got there after having breakfast and everything, like I slept in, like I purposely just gave myself some extra time, and knowing that later on that night we would be hanging out and everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I woke up late, had breakfast, went over there, did the exhibits, and that took me basically up to about 1 o'clock. And then I went back, grabbed a quick bite to eat, checked out of my hotel, and then met Adam and Sam over at Warhammer World, and down we went.
And I should now rewind to Saturday morning my end.
Yeah.
And then our stories will join.
That's right.
So, I feel like I had Charlotte, my daughter, for anyone who doesn't know, on Saturday morning, because Tom wasn't there in the morning, so I thought I had to be at the venue for 12, and we'd done loads, and I was incredibly complacent about it.
Yeah.
But I was suddenly like, it suddenly became quite clear that I still had a whole ton of stuff to bring down. And so things, as always happens, got a bit stressful. Got everything in, and then I think I must have just driven down on my own. I'm pretty sure I met Michael, and a couple of the other guys were already there actually, because some of the East Anglia boys were there, like very early. And so we got there, unloaded everything, opened up the venue, which is cool, opened up all the side windows that let all the side doors that let all the air in and stuff. Some of the guys were already kicking their ball about outside.
That's awesome.
And then we just started, we'd said it was open gaming. So a few people started getting some games in. Well, I now had all my scenery there, so me and Michael's the kind of, I think I said he helped me to just try to make sure we thank him for everything he helped to set up, but he also provides more than half the terrain for the event. He's done it for the last 2 years.
Which is fantastic of him to do, in all honesty.
Yeah,
like, that's awesome.
He doesn't have to do it at all, and he, the first 3 years of Seven Stones, it was at a different venue, and that venue had scenery. Yeah. So we were fine, and it was only last year where we were something like we're down 8 tables, and I can't even remember how it came about, but Michael just basically offered it, and he sends incredibly detailed notes, so I can do this table and this table, and he's got this vision for it. So I was like, okay, do what you want, and then here's my scenery, and let me know how that fits in. Yeah. And one of my favourite ones we did, I don't know how many people actually picked up on it, but we had 2 boards side by side that had Amon hen and trees, and then we ended up basically, our boards are 4x3, and we ended up making it an 8x3 Amon hen board. Yeah. So we had like Amon hen at one end, and then just trees going all the way down the boards, and some of the rocks and a river. So it was 2 separate gaming boards.
But it became one.
When you looked at the table next to you, they were just playing further down that one end. So that was good fun. That's cool. And he's got some, I don't know over the weekend how many you played on of his, but he's got some stunning like farmhouse buildings and some huge ruins. I
played on, I think, one of those tables, I think.
Well, but he's got a weathertop piece, just amazing stuff. So huge thanks again to Michael for that.
So that was his weathertop. I did play on that. Yeah. So I did play on that.
I think it was provided by him, and it made Hobbit holes this year. There was a new Shire board, which was super exciting because of the upcoming scale of the Shire. Yeah, exciting! I know, it's so cool, right? Yeah. And one of those Hobbit holes was in the raffle, so that was pretty cool.
I don't know who got it.
Was it Harry? Harry Parker got it. Oh, Michael's friend. Interesting. So that was cool setting that up, and then Tom Pickard and his car turned up, and Tom Pickard had agreed to run the Golden Dry Rush competition, which you may have seen some photos on, and this was we were trying to make the Saturday a little more of a kind of open day. Yeah, was the plan, and he just messaged me saying, "Do you mind if I do this?" I was like, "Sounds fantastic." So he brought a whole load of paints, a whole load of brushes, and the rule you wouldn't. Yes, I wasn't. You didn't get a chance to play in it, but and the rule was he had models. He provided the models. Paid £1 for entrance. Which no way would have covered the cost of the models, let alone the.
Good on him though for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was
That's
amazing.
Awesome. That's
and
awesome.
You have 15 minutes to paint your model, but he gave you a colour and you had to use it. So he had communal colours, but then he had, and they were like, the real like almost bright edge highlight type prints. I think the one I got was Flash Gits orange. Okay. So it's like your bright orange or your bright pink or something.
You have those edge paints.
Yeah.
So were they a little bit runnier than normal?
Well, they weren't all the actual edge paints, but the edge paints are like those bright colours. They were like that. Or is it Evil Sun's yellow? The bright yellow. It was that kind of thing. The really horrible.
It's Evil Sun's scarlet, isn't it? For the reddish orange colour.
Flash Gits yellow. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. But you know the colours that aren't very monolithic, and he put one of them in front of you. I was like, oh, for God's sake. And
See, you could do like fall colours with at least. You know what I mean? That could be like your final highlight. Thinking about it.
Well, I got the orange, and I have it. He's here.
Do you have it?
Yeah. And this was my attempt. And you had to use the orange. You had to use the colour, and he said that the rules were you would do. Obviously, we were like, you know, people were saying, well, can I mix it with a completely?
Oh, here.
Take him right up.
Yeah.
We were like,
You got it.
You can. Mix.
Here we are, both trying to do it.
There he is.
Yeah.
That was my attempt.
Yeah.
And he said,
minutes,
we were like, can you mix it with a different colour, a darker colour, to make it kind of more bearable? And he said, yeah, but obviously, the more you use your key colour, the better your chances are of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was horrendously stressful.
Yeah.
Like, I obviously went for this wood elf, and the key thing for me was picking a colour that might go with it, and I went for the blue.
Yeah.
And I think it went alright. I'm quite pleased with him, to be honest.
I actually think the colours look great. Orange and blue being complementary colours, right? But it actually...
By the end of it, I was like, that's not a bad colour scheme.
It's not a bad colour scheme at all.
So but it was really, really good fun.
Yeah.
Took 15 minutes out of your day. And you and then you got to submit it and all that. And then Tom said he'd do the prize later. And the prizes are amazing.
They were pretty good.
You had the Master of Lake Town,
yeah,
who's available still.
Yeah, then you had two others that were
unavailable.
Bard
the Bowman,
yeah,
Fire in the Bow, who's not available, and Tario.
Yeah, fantastic.
The Figos Tario, who's not available anymore.
Yep.
And this trophy, which is a gold brush
on the plaque,
glued onto the plaque, which is just
awesome.
amazing.
It was like the icing on the cake. I think it's cool that he did that.
Yeah,
in all
it
honesty,
was amazing.
So.
It's really, really good. So that was good fun.
That was.
And
Well, I saw the tail end of that because later on in the day.
Yeah, sure. And then we all went off to a lecture hall to do the talks, which were the key thing, the big thing that I'd tried to build into this open day, essentially, to make it something different. And we had 5 awesome people, or 6 people, 6. I suppose. Yeah. Technically do talks about stuff. So we had James Braun did a talk about playing with dragons and losing and that being okay. And Dan Entwistle did playing with mummoks, which was your favourite, playing with your favourite model. Adam Troke did a great one about chivalry in Middle Earth. Ben and Steve from Top Table Wargaming did one about their channel and building a community.
Where it came from, where it's going in the community.
And Laura Mull did a really wonderful talk about her kids club that she runs at school. That
is fantastic. You know what I mean? So like that right there, and like the community aspect from Steve and Ben's, that really that was awesome to hear and listen to, because I came in. I think just at the end of the first panel.
Yeah, sure.
And then with Adam and Sam, and so like we missed most of the stuff. That's where our story's showing up, exactly. And so coming in for the second half, I can't really comment on the first ones because I wasn't there for all of it. But like coming in for the second half, listening to the community stuff, and I've joined the Top Table community, the page that they have, and for those guys, and like listening to Laura and her school club, I'm like that is what this is all about. Like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. You know what I mean? And like it's cool to hear other people's stories and what they're doing to help sort of bolster the community and everything else, and in a positive way.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we have again, I don't know what order these are going up, but we have filmed them all. Yeah. So we're going to be putting them up, whether or not they're up before this or after this. I'd like to think this is probably the first one.
Yeah.
But you can look out for them on the GBHL before long. So I'd like to say a huge thanks to James and Dan and Laura and Ben and Steve and Adam, because as far as I know, no one's ever done this at an event before, and it seemed a bit silly maybe, and it was a bit like, what is this going to work? Does anyone want to give a talk? Does anyone want to watch a talk? But I honestly thought I was so happy during for those 2 hours where there was about 30 people in a lecture hall watching 30 nerds watching other nerds talk about things they love, and then having a Q&A session.
You should have done there's 30 nerds watching other nerds talk about their nerdy stuff.
Yeah,
and then you get nerds of 3.
yeah, absolutely. And now already people have said I'll do one next year, or I'll do one next year. And it's like I needed those 5 people to 6 people or so.
Just spearhead it.
Take a punt.
Yeah.
And they really did. I thought they all did a great job. So well done to all of those.
Cheers.
And then after that, you can take over again. We went for a curry.
We went for curry. So first time having curry. No, that's a lie. We did curry. Yeah, sorry.
not a big Canadian thing, right?
It's not. Well, okay, I live in the country. I think my town has like 400 people. You know what I mean? And like you hear the banjos when you step outside. Like that's how it goes. That and you smell the manure. So it's fresh. It's real fresh.
That's all you need.
Yeah, but yeah. So we went for curry, and that was it something green?
It's called green spice.
That's what it's called. And I sat down with Tom and Paul.
Harrison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. It was good. Yeah. Yeah, he was there. Yeah. I have no complaints. We chatted. It was the first time I saw him in a long time. You know what I mean? So it was good to catch up, right? So it was good. It was good. It was good. Second, third time, well,
wears
you know.
Off, doesn't it? Wears off quick.
But yeah, so Paul and Tom, and I'm sorry, I forgot the third person.
George, wasn't it? Paul and George Tyso. You sitting with it?
It wasn't his son, because his son was sitting at another table.
Oh.
I want to say
Tom Walker. Maybe was he there?
Maybe. I'm sorry. I've met so many new people this weekend. I do apologize, but either way, great group to sit with, and we chatted about our communities and you know, and what everybody's working on and everything else, and we had some drinks and everything from there, and so that was pretty cool. And
how was the curry?
Good meat. It was great. It was delicious.
What did you have?
Tikka something.
Tikka
masala.
That's probably what someone recommended.
Like a red sauce with
tikka masala.
With the starts with the P.
Pilau rice.
Yeah, the pilau rice. Yeah.
There you go.
So it was good, and then we had the Cobra beer.
Yeah.
That thing was huge. I didn't expect a beer bottle to be that big.
They
You know, because I'm thinking like beer bottle, right?
Yeah, it's a 660, I believe. So twice the size.
Like,
we were all in there for probably a couple of hours. I mean, it was great. I was with
Yeah.
James and Dan and Laura. We were
Yeah.
having just lovely chats. Laura had made this amazing cake. We actually only had it the next day, but it had Thru's map on it. There's a picture of it on the GBHL podcast. Go and check it out. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And
very well done.
just having lovely chats and catch up with everyone. And then we probably not. I think there was about 35 of us in that, and then I reckon about 15 of us went to the pub.
Yeah, there was like
just down the
15
road.
of us or whatever.
And then stayed in there.
Yeah.
Just had a great time.
Yeah.
Again, catching up and chatting.
Yeah.
Which already felt like, I was like, well, this must be nearly the end of the event, because this is my second night.
No.
It's like the event hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I think you really felt the benefit of that extra day in terms of, I don't know, getting more for your petrol money or your air miles money or whatever.
Yeah.
And then me, you and Tom headed back to mine.
Yep.
We absolutely didn't have a McDonald's 3 hours after we had a curry.
Not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. And I absolutely was not lit. And
You said that was a big night for you, that one.
oh yeah, that was
the Cobra beer is strong.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even just the Cobra beer. It's like I met
Other beer as well.
it was. I met up with Nick and Sean, and they introduced themselves to me and all this stuff, and was chat with them. And Tom was sitting with us, and Dale and Cal were there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Dale and. Yeah, both of them were there, and then, like, we were all sitting at one table because we had the two tables on the patio there, and like they were just feeding me drinks, and I was just like, okay, why not? I don't do all this often.
Yeah, we were sitting outside for a while, weren't we? I forgot about that. We were sitting outside before we had to come in.
Yeah,
it was lovely, and then you sit outside in England, and it's like you can't always do that. It's like a lovely summer's evening.
I was surprised. Up to this point, the weather has been fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
That's 2 years, honestly, because huge spoilers, it rained today. That's the second year in a row where it's been glorious for the 2 days of the event, and then rain the day after.
Yeah.
Almost like the weather is sad that Seven Stones is over.
And it's a sad time.
Yeah. So I'm dreading the day it actually pours with rain, because it'll kind of ruin one aspect of it.
Yeah.
It was a great night.
It was a very good night, because I think we didn't get out of there until like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. When do they usually close? I can't remember.
Think last orders were at 12, so we probably left about 12:30.
Yeah, it was a good night though, because we all sat down in the big round table when we came inside and hung out as a big circle of friends, and we talked quite some time about various different things, and so that was that night.
And then
the day
the event began.
Yeah. Well,
so bright and early Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
And we had to get there for 9 to open up. Although the joy was, it was still a bit fraught. It's always a bit fraught for some reason, but The joy was that the entire room was now set up.
Yeah.
When that tournament used to be in a different venue, we would have to basically set up exactly what you see now.
Yeah.
But 45 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
On the morning.
Yeah.
And so we used to have to leave here about 6 in the morning to get there for 7 to have 2 hours of setup or something like that. And the idea that now, it just makes my heart skip thinking about it, that we just, if the doors are open at 9, we leave at 10 to 9.
And then you get there and
your
you go,
room's just ready.
That's it.
So obviously there was, naturally then, the hour before it, where you were probably just having some nice chats, was insanely stressful with me. It was actually trying to suddenly go, oh my god, there's far more to do than I thought there was, and we were like running around with everything. But we started the time. You met Chris.
I met Chris for the first time, and big man. I was just like, wow, okay. Didn't expect him to be that tall and deep, Scottish voice. And there was a few times where he was like, "What'd you say?" Because I quite didn't get the accent, and and I probably said a boot a few times and stuff like that, So, but yeah, I met Chris and we talked strategy. He was going to roll 6s and I was going to do well with my 3 hunters because that was my half of the army was the 3 hunters because we were doing our theme for the event was basically the 3 hunters because it's all about theme, and we were like, oh, well, what do we want to do? And so I had the plastic kits, so I wanted to paint those up, and so it gave me a reason to paint them up quickly, and we went with 3 hunters and then the clansmen, led by Angborn and Forlong. So basically, when they came out of the Paths of the Dead, and whatnot, and we're fighting down in the fiefdoms and such. So, so we had 30 clansmen, Forlong and Angborn, and then the 3 hunters. So 35 models in total. So yeah, not a single 5 was rolled the entire game from the clansmen.
Not a single 5.
No. You roll a 5 and it goes down to a 4.
But what if you roll a 6? Oh, 6.
They don't get the
pen.
So not a single 5 is rolled the entire game. It was always 4 highest or a 6.
Of course.
Yeah. 5s did not exist for us.
So because of the nature of the event, you're in a group where you have. It's like you were in a group of 4. You weren't in You weren't in the other group. Good.
There was a group of. It was our group of 4. Yeah.
And you would play those guys. You'd all play each other throughout the day.
Yep.
So briefly, good games.
Yeah, it was
First
great
one
games.
was
Recon, and we were going up against like 50 some odd Lake Town and Thorns Company. So like.
That was Adam's army, Adam Donner.
Yeah, and so. Super good game. The synergies with Lake Town is just like mind blowing. Not mind blowing, but it was just like it worked really well. You know what I mean? So they ended up getting the victory. Great game. Like all my games have been fun. They were all good.
But with that many models, they just were able to run a few more often.
Well, nobody ran any actually. Yeah, nobody ran any models off. Because we got down to 25% beforehand.
Right, sure.
There was one round where if we had priority, we would have ran, I think it would have been 5 or 6 guys off if we won like the heroic move. And we did not. And that was the story of that game. It was basically we couldn't win anything priority, heroic roll-offs, nothing. And then their numbers just sort of collapsed in on us. So especially with the Lake Town's, what is it, the Master of Lake Town, and his banner ability with the fight increase. But yeah, super fun game. Reconnoiter, they got the win.
I got to play that as well because for the first time since the first year of Seven Stones, we had to play. We really don't like playing in it because
it makes sense.
Not only is there actually, not only is there a lot to do, as you know, when you're running tournament, I just really like walking around and looking at the tables and showing to people. But we had some late dropouts this year, which meant me or Tom had to play as a ringer.
Yeah.
I said the first game I played the Johnsons, Harry and Scott, who had like a really nice Last Alliance army, and I gave them the choice. We had 2 ringer armies that we had just picked because they had so few models. We had the Fellowship or the Nazgul without the Necromancer. And I said, look, what do you want to face? And Harry and Scott, like troopers, went obviously the Nazgul because it's could be evil.
Cool. Yeah.
And they could have had an absolute guaranteed easy victory, but that's not what's important to them at 7 Stones. And they really got it. And I was like, that's cool. And then it was Recon, so I was always going to struggle, and they were just able to. I kind of managed to beat them up a bit in the field, but they were just able to push models past me.
Awesome.
So I think they got a 4-1 win, which was
That's
awesome.
good.
It's great to see Harry's got back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was a good fun game.
Awesome.
Enjoyed it.
So you got a win, I got a loss, and that was that.
No, I got lost.
Oh yeah, that's right. We both got a loss.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry. They got the win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Round 2 was trying to remember the scenario.
Things I should know.
Yes, I know I went up against the champions of Erebor.
I didn't play in it, that's why I don't know what it was. It wasn't Fog of War, was it? No, I played
No,
Fog
it
of War.
wasn't Fog of War.
Fog of War was game 3.
I'll find it. Give me 2 seconds.
You asked me this earlier, and I said I knew what it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now, because I got it on my phone.
It's not Lords. It's not Recon.
It was. I'm looking it up.
You're a good lad.
Right? Round 2.
It's not like I ran it or anything.
Round 2.
Capture and Control. It was.
Yeah.
It was Capture and Control.
That's right. And so, a really close game between the champions of Erebor and our army of.
Was it just the champions of Erebor?
Just
so that was
champions.
Callendale.
Yeah, it was Callendale.
It's a great army with
dude, it was super
Davis's bomb blue horn.
Yeah, the horn. The horn that gives you +1 to their courage.
Yeah,
+1 to
we
theirs,
said
yeah.
we said something like.
There's some pretty cool special rules
Yeah,
already
plus-
made up for the
I
armies
think,
and stuff.
yeah, I think he asked how can we use this, and I said say bombers unarmed,
Yeah, that's right.
and he gives you +1 courage and -1 courage. And Cal went, oh, that's brilliant. And I was like, it's not that great. All your army's fearless anyway.
Yeah.
But they said the -1 courage was really
It was good.
handy.
It was good. It cancelled out our horn effect with Forlong, right? So
Yeah,
it was good. But yeah, so we played them, and they were super fun to play against. Great guys, both of them, very good guys. And it was good that I was hanging out the night before, so it was good to sort of like get a game in with them. And that's what I liked, is that I played with a bunch of people that I never played before, you know, which was statistically going to happen anyways, you know what I mean?
Good, right?
But yeah, it was good. So yeah, so it was good. They ended up getting the win, but it
Bloody
went.
elf in the shop.
Is
I don't know if that elf was just
maybe
horribly
just
painted elf at the bottom.
you see like the top of his head. But yeah, so we like it could have went if it ended earlier than it did. Like and when I say it's like 4 rounds, like 1 to 4 rounds earlier than it did.
Ended significantly earlier.
No, we would have had it up until that. I think it was like the second last round.
Oh right.
Yeah,
So,
like it was super close. It was like really that.
so you wanted it to end.
We wanted it to end because we were broken, but we had most of the objectives because where they set up was like inside this ruin, and so we just set up right on the center line and we just swarmed the ruin and basically sent everyone else to grab all the objectives. And so it was, if it was like, I don't know, the second last, third last, fourth last round, it would have
gradually just break through.
Yeah, so couldn't perform well enough to get through.
Maybe
And like we thought Aragorn would be doing well, but like he in like significant fights where he should have been able to win with his elven blade and all this stuff, I just was rolling like 3 highest. Like I couldn't wound people, I couldn't, and so it just so it was super fun though. They were great guys to play.
So I didn't play in that one. Tom played in that one. So I got to do a bit of TOing, and it was really cool just walking around and seeing the effort everyone made. Because we obviously on day 1, the way the tournament works is we pick our 7. It's all about the Planters.
Yeah.
The 7 armies that we think have most, or 7 teams I should say, have most got into the spirit of the event for one way or another. Whether it's a really good theme or whether it's like an uncompetitive army, whatever it is, the ones that we think are most getting on board what we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
So I spent a lot of that game walking around and just chatting to people, so saying, great armies there, is there a display board over here, or is there any objectives, all that sort of stuff, checking out, getting photos of the fancy dress. It was just amazing, fancy dress this year. We had Tom Pickard as Watcher in the Water, and Steve Keane as the Balrog, Barney as Captain Aragorn, and Dan as the Shrimp or the Kraken, Dan and Laura as Thorin and the Mirkwood Ranger, the Ringwraiths, Michael and Harry, Max and Matt as the Fire Department of the Dwarves. James was Alex was Bayon as Pooh Bear, and James was one of his bees and stuff like that. And Callum was in a great like Candish outfit, and it was just amazing.
It was awesome.
Really
awesome.
Cool. And I love that aspect of it so much.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time just I really enjoyed that, just going around wandering, chatting to people.
That's cool.
And then game 3 was Fog of War, I believe. wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Fog of War.
I definitely played Fog of War.
Yeah,
so
it was game 3. Because I went up against Max and Matt and their fire brigade. The dwarves, that basically their idea was it was Erebor when when after Smog attacked,
Yeah.
and then Moria after the Balrog attack, and basically set everything ablaze.
Dwarf kingdoms that had been destroyed by fire.
Yeah, so there was like lots of Grimhammers and lots of Khazad-Guard and stuff like that in their armies, and so they played rock, paper, scissors before the game started to see who was set on fire. And then they had like little puffs of smoke, like cotton swab, with that was like sprayed black, but still had some white showing through. And
they had their t-shirts, their beards, and their water
guns.
Yeah.
I was curious when they walked in. I saw them, and like I got the beards, very sort of dwarvish. But I was like curious. I'm like, why the water guns? And it's like, and then when I was talking to them, and they showed me the back of their shirts, I was like,
worst fire departments in history.
Yeah. Completely. Well, think about the fires that they would have had to put out, though. They were pretty big. So
sounds like propaganda from the fire department.
That's right. So we played them, and again, it was one of those games where, if it ended like anything but the last turn, we probably would have had it. So, and again, like, because Jay and I played Fog of War when we played it. No, we didn't. That's a lie. We played something else, either way. But like it was like Jay's game where he mentioned that we had like 5 models left on the board at the end of this. There was Thor, and one guy of theirs on their objective, the terrain piece that they wanted, and there was Gimli and a couple of our guys, a couple of clansmen that were left, but that was it. It was like a handful of models. So like it was just
cool,
it was a really fun game right up to the end, and it was super cool, super awesome. So yeah.
So I got to play in that one, and Fog of War is my favourite scenario now. So I was super excited, and I played Richard and Chris, and they chose to play the Fellowship, and they had a Iron Hills army and a Durin's Folk army. Yeah. And I picked a tree to go after, and to kill Oin, and to protect Aragorn, because if you take the Fellowship, Gandalf's the leader.
Yeah, which makes sense.
And I was like, oh, you can protect Aragorn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we had an amazing game. It was really good fun. And the Fellowship are really fun to use now. And they've had some nice buffs.
Yeah, the Legolas and Gimli one was fun.
Yeah, that's
when
cool.
you actually wound and kill people.
There was a point where I made a very stupid tactical decision just because I could use the rule, where Merry rolled a 3 for his fate point, and Boromir was near him. So I used the point of Boromir's might to pass the fate. It's absurd. I should have let the Hobbit die. It's far more useful on Boromir, but it was cool. Yeah. And then it got right down to I was losing them, but Aragorn was untouched. Yeah. I'd wounded Oin. Yeah. And Gandalf was heading for the tree, and in the last turn, Gandalf got onto the tree and immobilised the only dwarf within range. I was like, I've got that. And there was one fight where Aragorn was swamped by a load of people, including Oin. Yeah. We both struck up, both got to 10. Yeah. Aragorn wins the roll off because of Anduril, and then does the wound he needs to, and he rolls a 3 instead of a 4, and uses his final might point to kill Oin. Yeah. And that gets me all 3 objectives. That's awesome. And in a wonderful style, the other guys got all 3 of theirs as well. Yeah. I don't think I've played a game of Fog of War where there's a 10-all draw, because we. Wow. And I only had Aragorn and Gandalf left. Yeah. I managed to get a 10-all draw, which I was really chuffed with. That's awesome. So that was really good fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
That'd be super cool. I did forget to mention with the Planeteers that we had in round one. In round one, we ended up grabbing one because we were on the Weathertop, and so it was put in the center of the Weathertop. And so first thing I did with Aragorn was march right up there, and then so round 2 I grabbed
we put every year since we started, we'll put a little Palantir objective in the middle of every table at the start of the tournament. Yeah. It's just a light object, and if you get it, you get the rule for Saruman's Palantir. Yeah. And then they can, you can get them off your opponents throughout the game.
I had it for one game, because game 2, when I said that Aragorn was like rolling 3s to win, he was killed in that game, and he was the one that picked it up, and we kept it on him. And so round 2, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a heroic combat, kill this guy, and I'll go into Dwalin. I think he was out of might at that point in time. Dwalin was, but still formidable. And it's like I'll go on my my Elven Blade for the win and all this if we tie, like the fight. And so I think we drew the fight, and we rolled off, and I rolled a 1, and then Dwalin killed Aragorn. And it's like, oh no.
It's all part of the theming, because what it means is throughout the games, the tournament's called the Seven Stones, people are running around with planters, actually on the table, which I just love. I think it's really cool.
Correction, they heroic combated into Aragorn is what it was. Yeah. But either way, it was Dwalin that killed him.
So you lost your planter.
Yeah. That one.
Oh,
ooh, spoiler alert. Yeah, so that's brings us to the end of day.
The game for day 1.
3.
Yeah, day 3, I suppose. Yeah. Because then we all we headed to the pub, all everyone's pub.
Yeah.
Where we did Tom did all the announcements for who was going to be playing in what tournament.
Yeah.
What were you in?
So I was in the Wooden Spoon.
Spoon.
Yeah, because at that point in time, we lost all our matches.
So we had there are 4 tournaments then you playing in day 2.
Yeah.
Based on your positions in the group stage. So you were in the bottom ranked one, which is the most important.
Well, we skipped over the Arena Champions.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So the Arena Champions on Saturday. So we decided to use Legolas and Gimli to see if there are bonuses and their synergy when they work together with, like, if one has more kills than the other.
Yeah.
And so because that's
it takes quite a lot to kill something in the arena.
Yeah, it does. Oh
so
my
basically,
goodness.
if you don't know, the Arena Champions, every player at the tournaments, that's 58 players this year, took one hero who has to cost under 100 points, and then they make them cost 100 points by adding Might, Will and Fate like a ring wraith would, so for 5 points.
Made an exception for Gimli and Legolas.
We let Gimli and Legolas in because they were 100 on the nose, and lots of people had them as part of the 3 hunters.
Yeah.
And then you're in a 12 by 12 arena, 8 of you, so all your group.
Yeah.
And then you scrap it out until there's only one left, and then the 8 winners of that go into the final round.
Yeah. It was super cool. Super cool.
So you had Logie and Gimli, did you?
And,
did you win?
Heck no. I think I was the second model out, and I was using Gimli in my group. But there was
Gimli's really good.
Gimli is really good, really good. But we had 2 champions because we're playing in the same group that we played our matches in, right? So we had champions of Erebor that were coming up against, and we had Thorn's Company and Lake Town, and so then we also had. Who did they have in the other one? It was Erebor. So champions of Erebor. We had Dwalin. So we had Gloin. We had Gloin and.
It'll be the Dwarf Fire Kingdom ones.
Yeah,
so they're all dwarves.
Yeah.
So that means 7 of your 8 heroes were dwarves.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, no, 6. Because Braga was in there for the army,
Braga.
and he had like 7 might, and so everybody eventually when everybody was like, shoot, he has the most might on the board. Everybody just targeted Braga at that point in time. That was Adam's model.
That's why you don't want to be the best hero, because if you're the best hero, everyone goes here.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but you didn't get out of that stage.
No. But like really, I just played it for fun. I wasn't trying to get to the end. I was just I made some really silly mistakes, or not even mistakes, but choices that I wouldn't do in a normal game. Like just burning a might on things that it doesn't make sense for like a single wound on somebody that has like 5 fate. It's like, you know what I mean? So it was good though. Super fun.
And then the 8 of them got in, and I can't remember off the top of my head because I was doing lots of admin things.
So there was Toriel,
Toriel made it.
Gloin, there was Goroth, there was a War Chieftain. There was... What else was there? There was a High Elf Captain.
That'll do. That's all. That'll do.
Yeah, there's those 6.
So those sorts of things made it, and then they scrapped it out. It was really quite quick, as memory serves.
It was good. It was really
they beat each other up quite quickly, and in the end it was Gloin that won
came on top.
And Gimli that was second. And I don't have the stats to hand, but Gloin and Gimli have won and or come second a bunch of times before. They're good, sensible, reliable choices.
They are.
Dwarves, the high defence. It's really, really good.
High fight, high defence.
So that was good fun.
Yeah.
So
that brought us in to the dinner.
Then we headed to the pub.
Yeah.
Tom did all the draws. We gave our nominations.
Yeah.
Which you should probably say were to... let me see if I can do this. Michael and Harry for their ring race theme.
Yeah, coming in on the horses.
Yeah, they're great fancy dress, display board, wonderful theme. Barney and Dan for their pirates with their ship and their fancy dress.
Yeah.
Steve and Tom for their Monsters of Moria red fancy dress again. It was wonderful. Sam and James for their Ravenhill army.
Yeah.
They were giving Freddos out if you killed Thorin. They had built a kind of Ravenhill board.
Yeah.
They had knocked out Bilbo as one of their objectives, and the banners. It was just wonderful.
Yeah.
They had wanted posters up of
Awesome.
Thorin all over the place. We picked James and James Mountain just because their army was so bad.
Yeah.
They'd taken all the unarmed models in the game,
Which was priceless. Or
and then
unarmed slash, because they need to make more points. It was also guys that were
if you had to go two-handed,
two-handed,
so
and everybody that did have
and then
two-handed
they
was
topped it. They topped it up with models that would have to go two-handed.
Yeah.
Just dreadful.
Super,
just absolutely
super
dreadful.
fun though. Like it was just like a mix of everything. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Max and Matt, we gave it to for the fire department.
Yep.
And Laura and Dan, I think that's 7 for their Mirkwood Rangers.
Yeah.
So it was tough again. I swear it's getting tougher and tougher every year as people go into higher and higher extremes. Like there was loads and loads of fantastic armies.
Yeah.
That we would normally have nominated, but
you can't do everybody. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to choose when you have that many good armies.
So then Callum Farber.
Or should I say, fluffy armies?
Yeah, we did.
I don't know if they were good. Some were good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, are they good? Probably.
Yeah.
Callum Farbrother got Andril for Gloin.
Yeah.
For coming first in the arena, and Cal.
Yeah. Cal had Gloin, was it not?
Was it Gloin? Whichever way.
Yeah, because he was Cal and Dale were champions of Erebor.
Right. Yeah. So, he must have Gloin.
Yeah.
He then got Orcris for Gloin.
Yeah.
For coming second for day 2. Which is cool. Then we had some buffet. Good enjoy.
Buffet was good. It was good. A lot of good food. So it was a good venue for that. So it was fantastic.
And then the Trixie.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I felt useless there. I was just like, no, don't got that. So the what do you see section?
So what you see around,
yeah. That was pretty good.
Ones,
yeah, there's the Vigo Mortison one.
Well, let's not go too mad because I'm going to put them up on the GBHL.
I'm not saying anything.
I think they would have gone up before this. I'll do that tomorrow. So.
Yeah. So.
But that seemed to be good fun. That took an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, as everyone did it. Then one team won by about 6 points. Yeah. They got 43 out of 56, I thought, which was pretty respectable.
Our team, which was like Adam, myself, Tom.
You were second, right?
Ed, we were second, so it was good. Again, I don't think I really was contributing much, but Harry and Scott, they were in our team as well, and Scott was really good with that. What do you see? And Harry picked out a couple of those too, which was good.
Cool.
And then Tom cracked your cipher for the.
He didn't crack it.
Oh, okay. Well, he thought he did.
Yeah, he thought he got it right.
But the thing is, what he did made it work.
What was it? What was his answer?
Oh, it was Toriel.
He found a way to make that Toriel.
Yeah. That's how we got.
You don't mean the line of numbers, do you?
No, not on the bottom.
Sorry, not.
I'm
the
talking
line
about
of letters,
all the
sets.
Yeah,
sorry, he did get that.
Yeah.
So
because as soon as he got that, then we were like it was just all. There was
That's
only
kind
one
of the
that we
point.
didn't get at that point in time.
That's kind of the point, because last year I had the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was what connects them. And it was Tariel.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, it's the same number of letters. And it's probably still Tariel.
Yeah.
And then once you know it's Tariel, you can start working on it.
Yeah. And basically they just laid it out where the first one, it was like the T was the first letter, and then
It's
it's
the last the first letter of the last word in each one spells out Tariel.
Okay.
So you know that like the last word and the last one begins with an L.
Yeah.
Like that.
Which was interesting because like we couldn't figure out the last one.
It's probably the penultimate one, wasn't it? Ride for Ruin in the World.
Yes. Yes.
That's a bundle deal.
Yeah.
Turns out there's not a lot of sets on the GW website that end in E.
No doubt. But yeah, so that was that. That was pretty cool.
And then, because the pub very kindly agreed to do us a late license on a Sunday until 12, we stayed in the pub for another 2 hours.
Yeah, there's board games and like drinking games happening and like
just chatting, and it was
super fun. Again, the community aspect was fantastic. I loved it, hanging out and showed both nights. You know what I mean? The hanging out with everybody. That was like, that's what I like about it. And like even at other events that we've both been to. What have we done like almost every night? You know what I mean? It was like
Nova is always one of the highlights of Nova is just those all 3 years I've been the late nights in the bar.
Yeah.
Just going, this is a stupid idea, I'm going to be knackered tomorrow,
but who
this
cares?
bar is beautiful, and this hotel is wonderful, and these people are wonderful, which is great.
And I agree with that this
and
year
I think
too.
by managing to extend this to certainly 3 days and almost 4, it just makes it all feel, you get more love. You do. Stuff.
Which is what I love. You know what I mean? And that I would love to see more.
Because
of
it's so uncompetitive.
Yeah.
People, I think, do more of the chatting and the mingling during the games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me, because the games just don't matter.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So there we go.
So it goes into more McDonald's.
Maybe.
We won't answer that.
But
next day, Sunday.
Would you like another beer?
Yeah, sure.
Good. That seems like a sensible place to pause.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna sit here. Sorry.
There
we go. Just replying to Chris.
Oh, you're still chatting?
Yeah, we're still chatting. We're still chatting. I make friends, dude. That's the whole thing. Friends. It's the friendships in the community. Like,
don't say it now. Say it on the camera.
Oh, I have said it on the camera now. We'll continue to say it on the camera. It's on, right? So it's permanent record.
This is it. It'll be an outtake. By the way, I still like Chris. So, Monday.
Did we finish Sunday?
Yeah. There wasn't any.
Oh, that's right. Because I time lapse for me. I'm not used to tournaments being like Sunday, Monday because it's bank Monday. You have the bank holiday.
Bank holiday Monday.
Right?
So the tournament was Sunday. Monday.
Yeah. Not yet. No. It's there, but it's not quite all there.
So Monday we woke up with even less stress.
Yeah.
Because this time there was nothing to set up.
I don't know about you, but I didn't have any stress or anything.
Well, means we probably did a decent job.
Cheers, buddy.
So everything's set up for that day, and we have to be there 45 minutes later. So you have to get there for 9:45. So it's totally chilled out.
Yeah.
Although that was nearly ruined by the fact that as we drove away from the house, Emma rang me and said, "You've got the buggy."
You need to come back.
We were left in perfect time, but then had to drive back home, drop the buggy off, and then drive to the venue. But we got there, unlocked everything. All was wonderful. And I'm always genuinely a bit sad on that Monday. Because particularly on the Saturday and on the Sunday, we've got like, this will never end. This is what we've got tonight and the drinks, and then tonight and the drinks. You wake up on Monday and it's like, oh, it's only a few hours and it's over. It always makes me a bit sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, still had 3 games to get through.
Yeah.
So everyone turned back up. We had no one actually drop out on the day this year, on either day, which was awesome. So we're now in the quarterfinals.
That's right.
So you're in the wooden spoon.
That's right.
And if you win all 3 games on day 2, you win the wooden spoon.
Yep.
So the wooden spoon for us isn't the person who comes last. It's the person who comes first out of all the people who came last on day 1. So you have to fight for them. So it's really... Someone said to me they think that the wooden spoon at 7 Stones is the hardest prize in the GBHL to win.
Because most of the armies that are down there are like...
But you've got to lose.
Yeah. To then win them all.
Everyone. You've got to have an army that will get beaten, and then will beat everything.
Yeah.
And a few freak results and a really good army could be down there.
Yeah, it's true.
So
game 1.
First one was Divide and Conquer.
It was Divide and Conquer. Yeah, right. Because you started in the opposite
Then Lords
corners.
of Battle, then Domination.
That's right.
Divide and Conquer. So it's basically hold ground, but because it's doubles, one partner's army starts here and their partner's army starts here. Yeah. And then the other 2 start here. So we've always tried to have one scenario where your armies are split up deliberately.
Yeah, absolutely, which is pretty good. I like that one. So we went up against... I cannot remember their names, but they had the Azog's Tower and stuff like that.
Sam and James.
The Ravenhill Army. Yes, the Ravenhill Army. So it was like Azog on foot, Bolg on foot, some Goblin Mercenaries, some Berserkers, and then some... Yeah. So I had the 3 Hunters in one corner, and then he had the Clansmen, and Chris had the Clansmen and Forlong and that in the opposite corner. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to Heroic March start off so I can just push towards my partner and sort of give him some assistance while these guys just showed up and just put up a wall. So Legolas, the only thing he did, and I kid you not, he did 1 wound the entire game. Could not kill a goblin, could not kill a Gundabad Orc, could not kill a Berserker, nothing like that. Put 1 wound on Azog, and I had to burn a point of might to do it. And he failed his fate save. So that's the only thing like listed the entire game.
Essentially all he needs to do.
That's it. That was it. Burned his fate. But it was pretty good in the sense like super fun to play them. They tried curse. Yeah, they had the curse ability from being one of the 7.
We didn't say that, but the 7 teams that we nominate, they all get a Palantir, essentially a card. Yeah. One of the named Palanters that does something, and the one they got allowed their leader to cast a curse. Yeah. For free once a time.
That's right. And normally you would roll to see who their leaders were, but because Azog is the leader of that force, then thematically that's why it went that route.
We've said if you have one leader who's really thematically the obvious choice.
See, where Chris and I, when we were discussing, he's like, well, who's going to be the leader of our force? And obviously, the obvious choice is Aragorn. He's like, no, I'm Angry Scott. I don't listen to anybody. Yeah. I'm like, true enough. Yeah. So we always rolled off. And I think it was really balanced.
The idea behind those is that they... the people who were given them to traditionally should have weaker armies. Yeah. Because they're meant to give them a quite powerful buff.
Yeah, and there were some good ones too.
They're all really good.
Curse, there was
one, the leader gets a free heroic strike.
Yeah.
One
heroic combat, wasn't there?
No, there's not combat. There's channeled command.
That's it, yeah.
There's a free heroic move on a 4+.
That's insane.
There's a free heroic strike every turn. There's a reroll. You can reroll any dice per turn.
Yeah, including like...
and the other one is that your leader's fate is passed on a 3+, and they can reroll any failed fate rolls.
That's huge.
So they're all meant to make it... these people have weaker armies. Yeah. So they're meant to make them better. Is a theory.
And it worked really well. So they tried putting fate on like Aragorn, or curse on Aragorn, and then eventually Angbor, they cast on him and he failed to resist. And so it was really good, really fun. The highlight of that match for us as a team was when Azog was like, I'm gonna heroic combat, so he heroic combat in behind our lines, and then had a couple of guys come up with him, but not enough truly to support him. But then charged into Angbor and a clansman, and then other clansmen charged behind him, and he had no might left at this point in time, and I think they both heroic struck at this point in time, because it was pretty we were pretty dug in there, and so he rolled I want to say a 5 highest, and so Chris is like, oh, all I gotta do is roll a 6, and he gets a 6, and so then they just ganked. Oh yeah, yeah. So did that get you again? That got us a game. Cool. So Azog, we got a win. We were like, oh, game 1. We're going towards wooden spoon. Fantastic.
Lose on day 1.
Yeah.
Cool thing about a good game.
It was a fantastic game. They were great to play against. It was awesome.
The cool thing about that one for me was I saw that, as I said, I don't really like playing in it, but I saw that the Ringer army had been drawn against Michael and Harry. Yeah. Who had the ring race, and I just said, I'm playing that.
That's awesome.
And I went, and I was like, obviously, it's the Fellowship. Not that that's good right now. Yeah.
Made sense.
And we were even on a board. It was the bottom half of that Amon board I told you about. Yeah. So it had the river. So it's kind of like the Britain. Now, obviously, the Fellowship aren't formed at that point. Yeah. But it felt, even if it wasn't
but in the books, right, Gandalf did help Elrond with the water. Yeah. And you did have
the timeline's not quite right, but it feels like it is. The Fellowship against the 9 race is just
enough
glorious.
To pay homage.
But as soon as I agreed, I was then like, oh god, this is dreadful. Like, even with new immobilised, I've got 9 rays. They'll just immobilise the big 5 every turn. And then I was flicking through the book, and I saw Gandalf. I was like, oh, he's got protection of the Valar. I was like, doesn't that? And I looked there, I was like, that's one model within 3 inches is immune to enemy spells. Yeah. Channeled version, all models within 3 inches are immune to enemy spells. And I was like, jackpot. Yeah. So pops that up, channeled, and then they're like,
probably for 3 turns.
Yeah, it was channeled, so.
Oh, it's ongoing. It's an ongoing spell.
Yeah, if you channel.
So exhaustion, I should say. Either way.
Oh god, I cheated. Have I cheated? I think I might have cheated. Have I cheated? I think I might have done. God.
I don't know if
I thought I was going to fall. Oh my god, before I get yelled at by the internet. Is it not?
We'll just edit this out, Damian. No, I'm joking. Protection Valor. Should be over now. Is it exhaustion?
No, it's not exhaustion, it's temporary.
Oh my goodness.
Oops. Cheated a bit.
Oops.
Oh, they'll be pleased to know that. So what I did was cheat, popped that up,
Yeah.
and then that had that up for the game. Anywho.
Yeah.
So then, wow.
Accidents happen, dude.
I feel a little bad. Well, I don't actually, because you see what happens. And we played the game. It was really top fun. And it turns out, because to get them in at that point, they had no fate. And if you have Gimli, Aragorn, or Boromir with their 3 attacks, who need a 6 to wound, shot 3 dice, 5, point of might.
Yeah.
Take it off. And that was all happening. But then, again, I'm the ringer player, and I'm not really interested in winning.
Yeah.
And so what I ended up doing was, I would put Frodo in against one wraith, and then Sam and the other 2 hobbits in against against another one, and not have the main heroes fight.
Yeah.
And then Sam gets his free heroic combat because Frodo's there, and just hope that these 3 would shank a ring wraith and then charge him.
Awesome.
And I don't think it ever happened because I just couldn't kill the thing.
That's
But it ended up with Frodo fighting against the Witch King, because Frodo gets the Witch King for turn after turn, and Frodo had 1 wound and no fate.
Yeah.
And the Witch King had 1 will point.
Yeah.
And the Witch King won the fight and killed him.
Oh my god.
As the Witch King popped.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the game, Harry and Michael had more models. Yeah, because it's the whole ground one. They had more models within the middle, so they got the win. So it's all right.
Yeah.
They got the win.
Yeah.
But I should message them now
And be like,
tell them,
uh-oh.
don't let this happen to you again.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
But I actually, the thing was, I was like, that's only really good against. That's only really, really good against that. When you've got a tiny amount of models and loads of enemy spellcasters.
Yes.
Turns out I was cheating. But as I said, they got the win, so it doesn't really matter.
That's good.
It was an awesome game. Michael and Harry, just absolutely lovely people. They were in full ring wraith garb. Yeah. I think Harry had made the board, had he? If Michael had made it, I apologise.
It looked good because it was that scene actually that we were talking about.
And they put Arwen on the horse.
Yeah,
and
I got some good photos of it. So
good.
Yeah, super awesome.
So that was just super fun to play.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed the game. We just had a really great laugh for about an hour or something.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So then the semi-finals.
Ooh, semi-finals, and we drew. Battle. Yes, it was, and Chris and I drew Adam and Sam. So Adam Troke and Sam Jeffries.
That's a biggie.
First time I ever played them, either one. So it was fantastic.
Lovely.
So it was great to get a good. Both of them are great people, and so it was great because I drove up with them, and now I got to play them. Yeah, so it was pretty cool, right? So
there's presumably some pressure. Oh no, you don't need a lift back.
I didn't need to lift back. No.
Worry.
I wasn't concerned. I was concerned because they had the fellowship. They were playing the fellowship, and we were playing our clansmen. Like, oh, they're just.
That was the fellowship that Adam had painted
in like 4 hours. Night. Yeah, it was
insane.
We were chatting about that because it's a new contrast paints that he was using and stuff like that, which are now on pre-order.
Oh,
yeah. Or they go up on pre-order this Saturday, I think. But either way. The Saturday of us filming this, I will say, because who knows when you put this video out and go from there. Yeah. But so like he showed me some of the models that he's been.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, what's your point? Still, it's a Saturday. This upcoming Saturday.
Sorry, I thought you meant you were filming this on a Saturday.
No. This Saturday this
Saturday.
week. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's Tuesday. What do you mean? Tuesday. What do you mean? I'm so lost. So we played them, and I was concerned a little bit because I'm like, our clansmen are D4. You need to roll a 6 to do anything, and they got some pretty beefy heroes. And I'm like, here we go. So they set up behind a hedge, and they had all the hobbits lined up in Legolas, and then Gimli and Aragorn, and then Gandalf, Bill, and Boromir on the other side. And so we just rushed them, and started fighting over the hedge and everything else, and like it was super fun to play against. They're great guys to play against. We loved the match. They got our most honorable vote, just due to the fact that the entertainment of the game, you know what I mean, and like how they carry themselves and everything else. They're fantastic people, like I said. And Chris and I, like, it wasn't even like a hesitation. We just, at the end of the day, we just looked at each other and we're like, you know what I mean. So it was just good that was like the shining moment of the match. And so they were kicking our butts. They were demolishing our guys. Just like Boromir's chewing through one side, Aragorn and Gimli's chewing through the other side, and Legolas in one round had to fight 3 separate combats because of the barrier rule, and he killed 3 separate guys in that same combat, and so and yeah, they just did really well, and they kept Aragorn busy because he kept on being Sorcerer's Blast and kept on going off on the 6 or being mighted up to a 6 because then Gandalf would get his might back from Bill, and so it was good. And then once Aragorn got up there with Anduril, because they didn't have Anduril, I was just like, oh, game on. And so we so we went through Aragorn first, and then we went through Gandalf, and went through Boromir on the other side, and what's that?
Pulled it back. Yeah,
we started to, and like towards the end of the game, we're like, we got this, and all because like we were just chewing through the guys to the point you only had Gimli and Legolas left, and I think they were at a might at that point in time, like the last like round or two, and so we were like
a battle. I don't know if you said this. It's all about the kill count.
It's all about the kill count. So they had I think at the end, well, I'll get to the end of it eventually, but they had Gimli and Legolas left, and so like we're chewing through the last couple of turns all their guys, and they're just like they're dying. We killed Bill, and we're getting our might back and everything from the hero kills and everything. And we're like rolling. They're like, come on, roll a 1 or 2, roll, because we were broken, you know what I mean, but nobody was fleeing, so they're like, roll a 1 or 2, and we just kept on rolling like high numbers for the end game to end. And so the last round we're like encircling. I got like Legolas, and there's Forlong and like a couple of clansmen on one side, and there's Gimli and Aragorn and stuff on the other side, and like we just had Gimli and Legolas pinned between our guys. They couldn't really go anywhere unless they jumped the hedge. And what do I roll to end the game? A 2. So it was just like right before we almost got Legolas and Gimli off, we rolled a 2.
It was just Legolas and Gimli.
It was just Legolas and Gimli. Yeah, the hobbits died, and like when we got everybody up there that we needed to, the hobbits just fell quickly.
And the result?
It was super close. It was a 4-3 for Adam and Sam. Super close.
So you were out of contention.
We were both broke. Yeah. No. Well, we'll get into that. Yeah, 4-3. We both broke. We both. Is it general kill? Yeah, general kill.
I don't think it is in Lord's Battle.
I think. What it was.
Maybe it is. No, it is. I think it is.
So we got their general. They didn't get ours, and then maybe they did, and then either way, and then they got the one where they had more kill counts, but they didn't have double because like. They had like low 30s and we had high 20s for like because it's fate and wounds cost, right? Yeah, so absolutely. And so we're just like, if it went one more turn, we would have just jumped on everybody and just would have had fun.
But then you said it had already carried on a lot of turns.
A ton. Like they're like, yes, let it end, no, let it end, no.
I think I was there at the end and they did look very relieved.
Yeah, it was super fun. It was a really fun game, So
then we moved into the final.
Yeah. Was it Tom playing that round then?
No, Tom played the second one.
Yeah.
He played Hector and Sylvester, and I actually remember seeing at one point him scream with delight as Boromir. He beat the Troll Chieftain in a fight and rolled 666 to wound it, and then he failed his fate. He paused just one turn the Troll Chieftain without any white.
Yeah.
And he was just classic Harrison.
That's awesome.
He was playing Hector and Sylvester and the Trolls, which was quite good fun.
That's pretty cool.
And then in the last game I played Jay Charrier.
Yeah.
Who, again, I gave the choice, do you want to play Nazgul, do you want to play the Fellowship? And he had this Gondor army. And by this point, he had lost a game in his cup, so he couldn't win anything.
Mm-hmm.
Jay was on his own, actually, because his partner had dropped the day before on. And I just said, what would you rather play? And he said, I'll play Nazgul. And I was like, are you sure it's harder? And he said, yeah, and play me. Mm-hmm. And suddenly, for the first time, I was actually like, oh, all right, yeah, because as a ringer, I always think you're not trying necessarily to beat.
You don't want to win.
You don't want to throw the game, but
you want to make it interesting, but it's your event, so like you don't want to make it so it's like I'm winning.
But with this, there was nothing on the line, so we actually had a pretty good game, or it would have been a pretty good game if I could roll anything, and my dice, and I say my dice, they were his dice, and he could roll 6s with them, and I was unable, and we were just laughing hysterically by the end of it, because it was just like 2 dice, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 2 and 1, 4 and 1, and it was just dreadful. And I actually quite fancied my chances. Like Nazgul, it was domination with 7 stones. It's like the culmination of the tournament. You have 7 objectives instead of 5, and I was just thinking by the end of it you can do some damage, and then start when you die, start hopping towards the objectives, and then you kind of have a Nazgul against 2 guys or something, and you're golden. But instead, what I did was have no damage, and whenever I get a resurrection roll, 1 dead, and I was like, it was just dreadful. It was probably the worst dice I've ever had in the game. It's hysterical.
It's terrible.
But it was good fun though. It was a really good way to end the tournament. I had a really good laugh with Jay, and yeah, it was good. It was good.
That's
fun.
awesome. Is it Mark who had the double dragons with the blue one? Is that his name?
It was Carl.
Carl. That's
Jason.
right, Carl. Yeah, Carl Peets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that who you played?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So the last round it was, they had the 2 dragons and the 2 goblin heroes. So
That's going to be tough to hold 7 objectives.
that's what. Yeah, and like all we did was just like
Spread out.
30 clansmen spread out, and then so his dragons had, both of them had tough hide, so they're high defense, and one had fly, one had flame breath.
This is
And
the
so-
blue one that you've probably seen on the GBHL that is flying now.
The base for it is
Yeah.
gorgeous. Like Carl has put so much work into that. Like
Do you know it's backwards?
yeah, you were telling me that
yeah,
actually.
So the body, the tail is the neck, and the neck is the tail.
Yeah.
And it's metal.
Yeah.
Quite how he's
which
converted like
is
that.
so
It's
cool.
But you will have seen his Palantirs. I bet you used his, right?
Goodness.
He's got these 7 objectives. He brought them last year. They're just things of
I
beauty.
told him, I'm like, Carl, if you ever want to make more, or if you ever make more, let me know, because I would love
They're stunning, aren't
to
they?
have them as objective markers for my channel. And he's like, oh, well, I don't do it all that often and everything. I'm like, they look
He's a
gorgeous,
lovely
buddy.
bloke.
So we played him, and we just rushed him. Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas set up in the center. I held Legolas back, and he was just shooting everybody that he could. Started at goblins, and of course he did nothing. And then Gimli and Aragorn charged into their leader. Their leader was the flame breath dragon that didn't have fly, so we just sat back and shot, and like, it was, we finished that game. The rounds were what, hour and a half?
Hour 45.
Yeah, so we finished in like an hour.
Just by taking down the dragons.
Everything. We tabled them, unfortunately. So probably not the. Well, it's never good. Like they're great. They were great to play against. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's not fun. You know what I mean when that happens.
One of the games I saw them play, which was hilarious, was they played the Mario monsters. So you had 2 dragons, basically against the Watcher in the Water and the Balrog, and you had, the Balrog's immune to dragonfire.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is going to go very badly for one of these, and then the monsters took it. I think.
Yeah.
That was a great matchup to watch.
That would be fun. Actually, that'd be a lot of fun. So we ended up scoring 16-0, I think, during that one.
Yeah, because you can score more because
because
of
it's
the
7
objectives.
objectives, right?
So
but it was super
you
fun.
you were playing for the spoon.
Yeah. Cool
I
thing.
I think I didn't really follow it, but I think there would have been 6 of you down there playing for the spoon in a group, and you got 2 wins. So you're probably going to be.
Cool thing is in that last round, it wasn't actually decided who was going to win the spoon. Tom was going around and looking at things and talking to us.
Because it's a group.
I don't know.
It's because of the numbers, because we had dropouts.
Yeah.
We didn't have the 4 teams.
Yeah.
The 8 teams that we normally would. We had about 6. So you were playing a little group system again.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So basically, Adam and Sam were up against Tom, Macklin, and I don't know who his partner was because I never had a chance to play. Okay, it was Larry. And so, if Tom and Larry won, then it opened up the.
It could be you again.
It could have been anybody, right? So and like we were like, well, that's exciting. You know what I mean? Make some suspense for the wooden spoon section of it. And so it was good. Cool. It was good. And they won though. Adam and Sam ended up. Well,
huge spoilers.
I'm sorry. Huge spoilers.
So
yeah,
that was it.
That was it.
That was the end. We did the raffle to end all raffles,
yes,
which
indeed.
you had very kindly not only contributed one of these lovely mugs, but you'd also brought over the Quest for Mount Doom board game, which is only available in North America
and Germany, Germany.
So that was awesome. Let me put that in as one of the top prizes. Thank you very much for that.
Anytime.
That's very nice of you.
If anybody needs a copy, just send me a message and I can post it.
I need a copy.
We'll make it work.
I'll send you a message.
Message received.
Done it. And so we did the raffle, and everyone supported the raffle, which is great. It really helps us. The whole tournament is there to fund the magazine, essentially. But the raffle's a big part of that, so thank you very much for everyone who supported us on that. And you supported us on that. Did you do alright?
Oh, I did really well. Like,
What'd you win?
so it started off with I had my name or the number drawn first, and when I went up there, because you do it in tiers, like lower prizes.
The reason we do it like that is we have the bunch of lower tier prizes and then the really good prizes.
Yes.
And we do that to maintain interest. Because one year we said take whatever you want, and then by the end of it, no one cares because all the good stuff's gone. The good stuff. Yeah. So we clear that stuff and then say it now.
Now's the big stuff.
It works well.
Makes sense, actually. I like that.
There's still good stuff.
No, I agree. So like when I had my first ticket drawn, I went up and there was the 300 sets of dice.
Cool.
And I was just like, yes. I've used 300s all weekend long, so now I want dice to go with them.
And they're now out of production.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so I was like, that's a steal right there. So that was awesome. So that was ticket number 1. So goes on. Ticket number 2, draw me again. And I'm like, oh, all right, sure. So I go up and you had the 2 Hobbit calendars. So I was like, I'll take a calendar, because I have a calendar sitting up in my garage where I do all my filming and that I can use to like keep track of whatever and stuff. So yeah, that's number 2. So I'm like, awesome, got 2 prizes, that's good. I don't need anything else. Like there was 2 prizes on the upper tier that I was eyeing. I was eyeing the Hobbit holes. And
we put on the Hobbit holes from Warhammer Fest.
And I was eyeing Azog and Bolg, or Azog and Thorn in the diorama. Yeah. So those were the 2 things that I was sort of eyeing up. And so I was like, okay, well I was like, hopefully I get drawn again. So before we get to the top tier stuff, I'm drawn a 3rd time. And it's just like, I already won twice. Draw somebody else. I was like, it's
you like that attitude.
Let it spread. You gotta share the wealth. You know what I mean? So spread the wealth. And the other one was Chris, who was drawn quite a few times actually. Like he got I don't know how many things either, but he
contributed to the raffle. I believe in raffle karma.
Yeah. So it was really, really good. So then top tier came along, and yeah, so I again had my name drawn. And so at this point in time, I think it was Harry that already got the Hobbit holes. So I'm like, so I was like top prize, because I really wanted to do that to build some terrain for myself and stuff.
Should have taken the board game.
Yeah, no, I already bought a copy of that for myself though. I have a copy at home. I bought them at the same time. So no, I left it here. It takes up a lot of space. I wouldn't have been able to bring home all my stuff that I bought from the Warhammer World, and the rings and stuff. So the trophies. But yeah, so I went up and Azog and Thorn were still there, so I ended up getting what I wanted. So I'm like, it worked.
Raffle karma.
I agree, dude. It was awesome.
That's good, man.
Yeah. So had my name drawn 4 times throughout that, or my ticket. I should say, not my name, my ticket. And so I spent
ladies and gents, next year if you donate to the raffle, you win big.
Yeah, like I spent £30. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, I made way more than that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Azog and Thorn's 35 quid.
Yeah, right there. But yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for your support of the raffle.
Anytime.
So after that, we started on the awards ceremony, and the first thing we did is that we haven't mentioned is this weekend was a big deal for us, because we've always said it's about supporting the magazine. We released this issue 8 in SPG. It went on sort of early release.
That's my reading material for the flight home tomorrow.
I'm very glad to hear it. And also, for the first time ever, we have this. We've done a limited print run of Terriers. So issue 8 is now up for pre-order. If you want to, we're going to start sending them out on 1st of July.
Yeah.
Or that's when it's officially on sale.
Yeah.
If people want to pre-order first, we'll try and get it out early as possible.
Yeah.
But so we were getting rid of these across the weekend, and we've done. This is our April Fool's issue, which you may have seen the PDF for.
I love it.
Lots of people asked, can you print it? And we were alright. So we've done a very, very, very limited print run of these.
Yeah.
Which were really popular actually. We didn't really know. But once these are gone, they're gone. This has never been reprinted.
Hence why I bought one.
Yeah, so I've got to make sure that I've got enough copies for myself, essentially, for the future. Right. But that was really cool. And whilst we thanked everyone for supporting us on that, we gave a little teensy preview.
Yes.
Of issue 9.
Which is exciting because there's a very short turnaround.
Yeah, issue 9 is coming out in August.
Yeah.
Which might well be before this video goes up.
No.
No, mate. But and we showed off the cover.
Yes, we did.
Oh yes. Obviously I'm not going to show you now. That was a 7 Stones exclusive.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. Check the camera to see if it's still running.
It is running.
Is it running?
Yeah.
I see a red dot there.
That's good. That's what we want.
Oh yeah. I thought, yeah. Never mind. Yeah. I'm like looking. I'm like, there's nothing red there. Why is it red?
No, the red dots are recording.
No, it's on the other side.
Why'd you call yourself a YouTuber?
God.
We have Smaug and we have a recording light.
That's right. Yes, smell. Guys, just like, hold on. What is that? No.
No,
Oh,
we're
okay.
all good. We're all good.
It's a beer.
Yeah, it's good. That's the last one.
It's still not out of my system for the last few days. But yes, sorry
So
to
that's
interrupt.
quite exciting.
Oh, super exciting.
Should be
I'm
good
looking
fun.
forward to it.
I'm looking
gonna
forward
have
to
to,
starting it.
Either get somebody that's coming over from Canada to pick me up one, or have one mailed to me.
I'm sure someone you know will mail one to you.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, no.
So we did that. We also put the dates of the next Summer Stones in, which I've instantly forgotten, but it's the late bank holiday next year. It'll be like 23rd, 24th of May.
Yeah, and it's cool because you put it down as 4 days too.
Yeah, so we've solidified this now, this Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and like now what the feel is if we can start drawing people for the Saturday, maybe you'll come down on the Friday night.
Yeah.
Like some of the guys did this night. So
absolutely.
that's the hope, that people start thinking of this a bit like a convention.
Yeah.
That your tournament is on the Sunday, Monday, but hopefully next year the Saturday will be even cooler and even bigger than this year.
Absolutely.
That's the plan. So we then gave the awards out. It was all over, and we awarded the Arena of Champions, which we already did. We awarded the quiz winners, which you already know. We had the award for best fancy dress. Which,
that is so awesome.
Emma O'Byrne, my wife, is a huge lover of fancy dress. She's done much fancy dress in her time, and she knitted me this for, I think it was Valentine's Day this year. This Smaug, I am fire, I am death.
Yeah.
It was super cool, and she very kindly agreed to knit 2 more. So this was the prize for.
Really cool.
There were 2 of these. That was the prize for fancy dress, and that went to Tom Pickard and Steve Keane for their truly remarkable
costumes. The ring race.
You will have seen them online, but Steve had had his back lit up with like LEDs.
That's right.
They had a paper mask.
Yes.
And Tom had this kind of Cthulhu mask on, and the tentacles, and his 6 tentacles. He would, every time the Watcher took a wound, he would remove one.
Because they're all velcroed on.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was just amazing.
And they were all sewn together. Like there was a string that connected them, so when he moved his arms, like they were all moving.
Really quite remarkable.
It was good.
I imagine anyone else who turned up in fancy dress was probably furious when they saw them.
Don't forget that lunch hour too, when they pulled Adam across. Because they brought in the Gandalf.
They brought a Gandalf outfit with them in case they fought the Balrog. I think that's correct. And they fought the Balrog with
in case they fought Gandalf.
Sorry, in case they fought Gandalf. Yeah, quite right.
Yeah.
And Adam had Gandalf. So then at lunch, Adam Drake was dressed up as Gandalf. And, we got some incredibly authentic pictures of
very good.
Whether or not you shall pass.
Yeah.
And that was super cool. I haven't put those up actually. I need to put those up.
Which they are pretty good photos.
Great photos. And so they got fancy dress quite rightly. Best painted army went to Sam and James for the Ravenhill army, which
they put a lot of work into.
It was beautiful.
It was good. It was very good.
The army looked great, and there was a great display board.
Yeah.
Some great prizes from Generation Shift for best painted there. So cheers to Matt Davis for that.
Yeah.
Then most is that all of the ones that aren't Palantirs? Oh, we gave yourself and Chris a little award for travelling far. Is it odd that you were partners, but kind of like coming from far award?
Yeah.
I feel like that's all of them.
I think so.
Except the Palantirs.
I think so.
So then the Palantirs, which are our 7 big awards, most sporting went to Michael and Harry.
Yeah.
The ring race players, which I was very delighted to see. They'd also put in so much effort with a display board and fancy dress, which is probably why they got so many most point votes. That was cool. We haven't done the winners. That was it. That's the ones I'm forgetting. So the winners of the spoon were Adam and Sam.
Yeah.
The winners of the mug were.
It wasn't Sean or Nick, but it was.
It was Ewan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Ewan and Neil.
Yeah.
And the winners of the plate were Max and Matt.
Yeah.
Pop finals. And then the winners of the cup are remarkable in the final. So this is the final of the competitive bit of the tournament.
Yeah.
It was Ed and Will, who people wouldn't be surprised, against Scott and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Played in the first round. Like real, not competitive players like at all.
Yeah.
They had a great run through to the final, and sadly fell at the final hurdle.
Yeah. But they had a good run.
Yeah,
like that's
great
fantastic.
run, and there was no regrets there.
Yeah.
From any of them. And they and Ed and Will took the Palantirs for the Palantir Cup. So well done, boys. Then Scott and Harry, as you'll actually see in a future issue, they were the people who picked up the 3,000th copy of SPG.
Yeah.
We had that competition running, so I can announce here that we have a winner for that. It happened this weekend, and they got the Thorin and Azog set. So
which
that was
is cool.
super cool, and hopefully maybe cheered them up for the loss of the final.
Yeah.
And then our best theme, we decided after a lot of deliberation to give it to Barney and Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And the pirates. They had an amazing army, a really, really great army. They'd done the pirate ship, they'd done objectives,
cool.
they were in fancy dress.
Like the mast, the flag.
The flag had a frog on it. There were models that if you killed them, you got Frodo's.
Eye on the
They had objectives that they'd hide around the table, and if you found the right one, they had a treasure chest that you got to reach into and get some treasure.
Gold
They'd also, you've probably seen them allowing the community to name their models.
Yeah.
So every model had a name picked by. It was everything we want Seven Stones to be about, and it was an outstanding effort, and I was really, really delighted to give them that. And the final award we gave was the most heroic act, which is traditionally given to a model that does something unlikely, and we tried to fluff this up as much as we could. It's an award giving to for something incredibly unlikely happening.
Yep.
And this year we went a bit different, and we gave it to Fallon.
Deserving.
Yeah,
very
I
deserving.
so.
And like this is my first year coming, and she worked hard.
She does.
All weekend long,
so
always on the go.
If you've ever been to Seven Stones, you'll know Fallon because she's been at all 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of my colleagues from work who has given up 2 days of her life every single time to come along and provide, like she bakes and she provides tea and other drinks throughout the day, and she also saves our bacon in multiple ways every single time. She went out and got some raffle tickets because we didn't have any, and she's the sort of third TO of Seven Stones essentially, and we wanted to just mark 5 years of outstanding service, and thought it felt right that she should get the most heroic act we could think of, was this person who gives up her time very selflessly to help us out every year. So I think we thought that was the right choice, and I think the room felt that was the right choice.
I agree with that.
So that was super cool to give it to her.
I think you guys are very fortunate to have somebody that's willing to do that.
You got to keep her on side, right?
Yeah, keep her happy. So
and she looked absolutely made up, so that was cool.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think that was a perfect choice for you guys. So.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Very good.
And that, tragically, sadly, was that.
Yeah. Well, we went out for a little while. And,
we
there was like 9 of us that went to the Beefeater.
Yeah, appropriately.
That was the end of the day.
We gutted the hall, headed to the Beefeater for some dinner and debrief, and one last little social.
That's right.
It was great. It was really good fun.
Yep.
Then got in. It wasn't even that early, was it? I suppose. What time did we get in?
No, it was
We got
closer
to
to midnight.
We got in Beefeater at 8:30, and then we got kicked out when it shut.
Yeah, it was closer to midnight that we got back.
Yeah.
So no McDonald's that night.
No McDonald's.
No. We learned our lesson.
Yeah. 3's my limit. and I love that night as well. As much as it sounds like, it's always a wonderful way to end it, and not just have everyone go home, but even a small group who gets to
get
kind
together,
of reflect on the weekend or whatever.
Absolutely.
And then I passed out last night. I was absolutely knackered and just passed out on the sofa.
Which makes sense, I think I went and I had to call my wife, and well, I didn't have to, but we set up a time to call back home and talk to my wife and children because they're 5 hours behind, and so when I came back out, you were done.
Sparko.
You were done, and so I turned off the lights. The only one I didn't turn it was by your head, because I was just like, I'm not gonna go wake you up. I'll just turn off the rest and go to bed. So that was that.
Cool. And then
today.
we woke up to today. It was just Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we still had a day.
Yeah, we did. So we went to Hampton Court.
Yeah, because you
That was
wanted
really
to see something resembling a castle or a
Yeah.
bit of history or something.
Yeah, because my oldest son, he's starting to show interest into various things, especially like into castles and things that I'm interested in. So he's like, Daddy, I want to see a castle. I'm like, well, I'll see what I can do for you. So I brought that up to you, and you just were like, oh, we can go to Hampton's Court. It's pretty close to you.
Yeah,
And so we did,
absolutely.
and it was pretty cool.
Super cool, isn't it?
Super awesome.
It's
Like,
Henry
I love it.
VIII's historic palace.
Oh my goodness. And like, yeah, like just some of the things,
That's really
like,
nice.
I think my mouth was down like through
Yeah.
a good portion of the tour.
It's super cool because I've been quite a few times over the
Yeah.
years, and you take it for granted, and
Yeah.
it's nice seeing like you kind of walk around and go, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like, yeah, this is
That was my
this is pretty cool.
yeah. It's
So
gorgeous.
we spent a
Gorgeous.
good few hours there.
Yeah.
You had your first ever cream tea.
Yeah, I did actually. That was good. And the discussion and debate.
Yeah, we left it up to him, and he put jam first and then the cream.
Yeah.
Which was, wrong. But
I just went with what felt natural.
Emma was very pleased. She's
Yeah.
in your club.
Yeah.
So that was just a really nice day.
It was.
Really
It's
nice
awesome.
way to sort of end things.
I agree.
And then, I don't know if you want to give teasers for your event, but I decided after showing Adam such a piece of culturally relevant, historic British heritage, I took him to Sainsbury's
Yeah.
to see something a little more.
That's
important.
right. And that's so
And your eyes lit up when you got there.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
You suddenly went,
Oh, that's a steal.
do they sell Freddos here?
Yeah, and so we did. We found some Freddos. Yeah, here you got longer arms than I do.
That's it. So
Yeah,
you got some normal Freddos.
I got 10 of the 6 packs of
60
Freddos.
Freddos.
60 Freddos go back
Coming
to
back to
Canada with
Canada.
me. July doing Desolation of Toronto, and
Sounds
so
like a great event.
I always our max ticket numbers are 50 this year, and so I could have went with a few less Freddos, like a package less, but my wife needs to have some chocolate too, so I'll share, right? So it's delicious, so why not share a wealth of Freddos with my wife?
Then Adam was also delighted to see that not only are there Freddos, there's also
Yeah.
Freddo faces, the yogurts.
Yeah.
There's the Freddo biscuits.
Yeah.
And Freddo treasures.
That's
Now,
right.
I believe on a Palantir, that was a show we used to do on the
Yeah.
internet. We
We
talked
used to
about
do.
these, but these are really new. These
Yeah.
have been out here for about maybe 6 months, maybe a year, and I haven't had one. And how many of these have you picked up?
Ooh, I picked up 5.
5 of these.
Because
back
that's
to
how many
Canada.
rounds we're having at Desolation of Toronto.
So what are these going to be?
They're going to be spot prizes. So basically, every round, what I do for spot prizes, so I have swag where everybody gets that, but
Yep.
then I'll randomly determine a number, like a table number, and then have the players roll off for spot prizes. And so I'll have bases that will be given away as spot prizes, as well as, most importantly, the Freddo treasures.
And so we thought, as a fitting conclusion to this
Yeah.
video, and also a preview of Desolation of Toronto, we'd unbox one, because we haven't done this, and I don't know what comes inside.
I don't know either.
It promises a surprise toy.
Ooh.
Oh, so
Oh, this is neat.
opens up,
Gold tin foil.
discover a surprise toy, scan to unlock your adventure.
Too
So
bad I don't have a
let's go
scanner.
into the unlock your adventure bit.
Yeah.
Oh, so we get buttons.
Oh,
That's
buttons.
interesting. So
They're
it's not-
coins. They're gold coins.
Yeah, it's treasure, of course. it is. So chocolate buttons in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god, I've got
That one's going in the
quite a
garbage.
hairy floor.
I'm gonna steal one too.
Button.
Yeah, I want a button or a
Okay,
coin.
that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in the toy bit,
Let's see what the toy bit is. Whoa, is it a tiny little frog?
it's
What is that?
looks like Stitch or something. It's a
Is it a cow?
strange purple goblin creature.
I think goblin
So I
creature.
imagine this is one of a series that you can get in these things. So
Hmm.
imagine this. Imagine the Canadians now. They'll be losing their their proverbial to about the excitement.
That's
5
right.
of these coming over here.
That's right.
I presume you probably can get Freddo as one of these, like a little plastic frog.
I'm hoping that we get Freddo.
Yeah, we all would. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest and say
Yeah.
I would probably rather have a Freddo
Yeah.
than this. But here he is.
Again. Yeah.
His head wobbles a bit. Don't know if you can see that. Pretty great. I don't know what it is.
Just something we can put up there. Oh, is that the rest of them? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There's a.
Oh, this is Moo.
This is Moo.
Introducing Freddo and his friends.
You got Raz the monkey, Moo the cow, Oz the panda, Joe the glows in the dark.
Yeah.
You got Freddo, and then Sky, which is the decision maker. And thumbs up and down, I guess. I don't know. You got
Jet, who looks like a pig in disguise.
Yeah.
And Paddy the penguin.
Freeze to activate.
Yeah.
What
This
is-
actually confirms what we've long speculated, that the frog's name is Freddo,
Yeah.
and that they're not just called Freddo. So you can collect all of these.
Yeah.
And then underneath it says treasure. Maybe there's something I've missed.
Maybe.
I don't know. But there we go.
Well, it says, remember you had to scan the barcode for your...
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that if you flip it over, it might be like a program or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool.
That's
There you
it.
go. That's what a Freddo treasure thing is.
Mhm.
It's a bunch of tap you don't need and less Freddo.
Well, no. It's a fun little gift to open up.
He can get up here though, right?
Yeah,
There we go. We'll pop him up there.
Yeah.
There's Moo.
That's
the
Moo.
cow. Moo
That's
the
Moo.
purple cow.
It almost reminds me of the one cow from earlier in the weekend.
No, he's got Australia on him.
Yeah, no Australia.
So there we go. Lots of Freddos going back to Canada.
Lots.
Excited. Spread the good word about Freddo.
Exactly.
And
Because a few of us know of it. A few of us. Because, there's been a couple of people over here. And I think that was the very first thing. My last time I was here, as soon as you picked us up,
Freddo.
it was Frodo. We found a place to buy
Freddo.
Frodos. Freddo, sorry. I said Frodo. Makes sense.
Oh.
We're talking
Yeah,
SVG,
lots of people
Freddo.
always go, is this because it sounds like Frodo? No, mate, nothing to do with it.
No. How did it start?
It started. I write this on the internet so often. Taylor's Insta started just tagging me now. So I
Yeah.
copy paste it. If you go and watch there's a Plantier,
Mm-hmm.
maybe about episode 14, I honestly can't remember, where it's Wherever Smell came out. So you're looking at December 2014.
Yeah.
The Plantier around there. He comes out, he's announced it's going to cost 300 quid. We're saying that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What else could you get for 300 quid? And we work out how many Freddos you could get for 300 quid.
That's awesome.
And it is 1200, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we worked out, we were like, we could get 1200 Freddos. And then the next week,
It just started.
we started saying, well, what else could you get for that? How
Yeah.
many Freddos could you get?
Yeah.
Billy Fitzmaurice, I believe, then sent us a box of Freddos.
Yeah.
We talked about giving them away as prizes and instead just ate them.
Yeah.
Because we thought, we
you
said,
can win the chance to.
yeah, because we said we can't
Yeah.
give them away as prizes because people are cheap, but you can win the chance to win a Freddo.
Yeah.
We started doing that as a trivia prize.
Yeah.
David Alexander at a tournament brought them along. He was the first person to bring them and put one on everyone's chair.
That's awesome.
I think it was his birthday, and it just kind of spiraled from there.
Yeah.
And it became the unofficial currency
Yeah.
of the GBHL. And it's
Yeah.
now spreading to Canada.
Now spreading to Canada.
Our
Actually-
the greatest legacy of the Plantier.
Two years ago, actually, it started spreading to Canada because when we first ran our first Desolation tournament, which was in Ottawa, Taylor actually managed to find a import company that imported them. And so he brought some to the Ottawa event. And then last year we didn't have any. And then this year,
Just
and we got a steal for the 60 of them too.
yeah, we got them in my pack. As you said,
Yeah.
if you got somewhere like Costco, you could go even cheaper.
Maybe, but like still,
Yeah.
a quid
Well, it
for
cost you
6.
£6 or something.
That's pretty good because even the single ones were a little bit cheaper.
Good
So-
use of a quid as well.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
how much you've changed over the last 5 days.
Oh my goodness, right?
So
It's not a pound anymore; it's a quid.
no, exactly.
See.
We finished in Sainsbury's. We came home. We had fish and chips,
Mm.
which is where we
Dude.
started.
I've eaten so many like English style foods
Yeah, we
today.
tried to go stereotypical.
Yeah, like the pie for lunch.
Yeah, cream tea.
Did you call it lunch?
Yeah, that was lunch.
Okay,
yeah.
lunch. Just making sure. I just don't know some things.
And you had a kind of English bacon for breakfast.
Yeah, which is cool. And then the.
But on the very
cream tea.
first night that you were here, 3 years ago, for Ardicon, we had fish and chips.
Yeah, we did.
So we went back to that.
Yeah.
You had a chip patty.
That's right. So
And
good. That
and
was-
then
That brings us to now.
yeah, you packed up your stuff and we did this video.
Yeah.
So Adam,
Yep.
dare I ask,
Dare you?
how's your trip been?
It's been fantastic. Highlights, obviously, reconnecting with old friends.
Oh, babe.
Dude, you know it. And meeting new friends.
Mm.
The community aspect, it's really what it's all about and what shines. Like, you go to competitive tournaments and like it's just like sometimes people butting heads, you know what I mean? And real jerks can come out at
Yeah,
competitive
yeah,
tournaments
that's it.
and like it can really wreck a day. And so I don't like that. Well, like everybody goes to tournaments. Don't get me wrong. Like I can be competitive, but I try not to be a jerk. And so this is a shining example of what a community should be like, and what an event can be like when it holds true to those ideals. You know what I mean?
That's very kind of you.
And you guys rocked it in the park. I loved it. I would love to come back next year, family and wife permitting. So I can't say yes, because I can't answer for her.
Well,
it's a discussion that would have to be had, and I might have to bring her with me.
you...
Her, I should say, is my wife Amanda. Sorry, it sounds pretty bad. Her.
Well, tea is at 4.
Yeah.
There's plenty of it.
Well, I appreciate it.
You are welcome anytime.
I love it.
What do we think the odds are of getting any other Canadians there?
Well, I mean, Don has already been pushing me for
Don
information,
Barnett.
right? So
We could get Don Barnett.
if he was to come over for any event, this would be the event right for him.
Don,
that's right for him.
Come on, man.
And in my opinion, and
yeah, well, he said that to me. He said
so,
that this is his sort of scene.
And so I think if everything sort of syncs up, he would probably want to come over.
So you could bring a partner next time. I don't know how Chris would feel.
I don't know.
Chris has been with Mark Stone, and Mark Stone couldn't make it because he's had a lovely little baby boy recently.
That's awesome.
So maybe
Congrats.
they'll reconnect. Yeah, he's one of the Wanderers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, by all means, if you
I
can,
would love to.
you guys would of course be welcome. Any highlights from like the weekend? The whole thing, not just the tournament, but or the trip to England.
Again, this goes back to the community. Being at Warhammer World and being there for as late as I was, and like literally there was times. So what happened is James basically had like one drink and then took off, and then Sam and Jay and their guys had to take off. And so, like, I was waiting for a few things for my tournament from Elliot that he was going to grab from his office. He's like, here, just sit down with us and, like, come hang out. And so there was, like, 6 of them having drinks after they were the end of their work day. And I sat with them for, like, a good...
It was complete strangers.
Complete strangers, but they were so friendly. And again, because the environment that it's in and everything else, they were so friendly. Yeah. And again, that was, like, Kate and Dwayne and Owen and Elliot, you know what I mean? Those guys were awesome. And, like, they added me on Facebook already and everything. They're like, hey, you know what I mean? And they helped me with that whole VAT situation so I can get some refunds from my purchases, which is great because it's, like... $70 Canadian, which isn't a huge amount, but it's $70 in my pocket, right?
It's another Razzle.
So like, yeah, right. But like stuff like that is fantastic. So that stood out to me. You know what I mean? Meeting everybody like Rob and Sam, because I've never actually met Sam Jeffries in person, and like reconnecting with Dan and having the game with Jay. Meeting all the new faces from the weekend.
I met new faces. Like that might not be obvious to you, but there were people there that I'd never met before.
Yeah.
That was super cool for me, and I felt much the same. It's nice chatting to people.
It's super cool. Like, and like each day, like I was chatting, hanging out with people, and I was going for lunch with people, and obviously dinner and everything afterwards. Like it was super fun. Like that's the layout. The hospitality has been great. You guys, you and Emma, thank you for everything you guys have done, because this wouldn't be possible without you guys.
It's been a pleasure.
And so hopefully it was not too big of a burden.
No, not at all. So, thank you for coming over. And
it was my pleasure.
Having someone make the trek for our event means a big deal. You give up your time, you give up your money to it. It means a lot.
Yeah, it was great. Well worth it.
And you brought us some shiny toys as well.
Yes. So, and maple syrup. Can't forget maple syrup. Homemade maple syrup.
Yeah, of course. That's why we let him in the house.
Right. Well, that's what Emma said, at least. Yes.
Yeah, he brought back some of his homemade maple syrup.
Must bring maple syrup. So.
From our point of view, I think we were extremely happy. I thought the tournament went really well.
I agree.
It was just lovely. It's a nice feeling seeing that many nerds having a great time. It's just super fun. So we were thrilled. A lot of stress, a lot of difficulties as always, but well worth it, I think. And we'll definitely be doing it again next year.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. So there we go.
That's it.
We're gonna go to. It's currently
late.
Just gone 1.
Yeah. See you back
so
at home.
I think you've got about just over 2 hours of content. I hope you've enjoyed it to paint to. I hope it's been fun.
2 hours.
Yeah. We had 4 days to talk about.
That's right. It was fantastic. It's good.
But it's been an awesome sort of little mini break with you. It's been great fun hanging out.
I loved it.
As always, thank you. As always,
Thank
it's
you,
a pleasure, and hopefully,
hey, watch the video.
hopefully it won't be crazy long before the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
Wake up tomorrow morning, take him to the airport,
That's
and
right.
he'll be off.
And then I'll be off.
And he'll be back on Blackfire Productions soon.
Very soon.
With a full review of the Seven Stones tournament.
That's right. That's right. Didn't we just do it? I don't know what else to
I'll
say.
send you this file, you can green screen
That's
out
right.
of that.
That's right. That's right.
That's it. We hope you've enjoyed this, and we hope. Thank you to everyone who came along, everyone who donated, everyone who did anything towards the tournament. It means a huge amount to me and Tom.
Yeah.
And you allow the event to happen, you allow the magazine to happen. So, thank you. We will see you next year. Until then, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Am I going solo?
Oh, you're going solo, dude.
Support your Hobbit host by clicking on the links below. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Support your Hobbit hobby and happy strategy.
Battle gaming. Not your hobby.
Oh, no.
Throw it in there. I'm sorry, I had to.
Quite alright. Boom.
That was fantastic. I love it.